Some of the content of Patriots Unfiltered may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
The world's original podcast.
Welcome to Patriots Unfiltered.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Texans as well. How about Davis Mills?
How about
A little scrappy last week.
running?
Stanford's best.
How about Acid Rain? Line from Best of Times, by the way.
I don't know what that is.
It's a movie.
It's freezing here. I got to imagine it's freezing
Does
there.
Minnesota have Chicago's number overall in
This
the
game
last
will
5
be
years?
played inside.
No, yeah, it does at Minnesota. Thank you.
Oh.
Yep, full
Oh,
contact.
he
I'll
says
take-
condescending.
I hear him
He's a
be
little afraid of
condescending
Alex. I
every
don't think
day.
he would condescend to her.
He's afraid of women, but
Aren't we all?
I am afraid of being accused of mansplaining. That does worry me.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, you mansplained to me and Mike.
That's not mansplaining, you're men. And also the elbow room is nasty. Like, I don't like that place.
should be called the ass room. It
Uh,
stinks in there.
Do I have them covering?
Yes. 28-9, right?
Yeah.
That's not close. Social media?
Yeah, social
okay.
media.
I thought you meant the players.
No.
Oh, the team.
I was interested when I thought it was real.
This is Patriots Unfiltered.
Presented by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com.
All right, welcome to Patriots Unfiltered. It is Tuesday here at Gillette Stadium. Seems like a long time ago since we played a game.
I know, or a show.
Back at Thursday, but we've got a lot to talk about. Nevertheless, going back to Thursday's game, everything that happened over the weekend, it all works out for the Patriots.
Well, we're waiting on the appeal, right? I mean,
Everything works
doesn't
out.
sound great for Jamar Chase. That's what you're referring, right? Yeah.
Well, that's one of the things, sure.
Well, it's really the only thing that worked out over
Yeah,
the
I was going to
weekend.
say, it's really just.
This was a very normally when you have a bye week or a mini bye week, like every team that you want to lose loses. And this one went the other way.
Well, Kansas City didn't lose. I mean, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
They did.
We wanted them to win
we
so
want.
that Denver would have
Well, this is
another
a good
loss.
debate
Correct.
that Paul and I had because it goes into like, do you want someone to just dead and bury them, or are you kind of concerned if they sneak in as like the
Listen,
sixth side?
strategically, if you're a Patriots fan, you wanted the Chiefs to beat the Broncos. But I can understand wanting to bury Mahomes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I want nothing to do with Mahomes.
right.
Especially since neither happened. Like the Chiefs didn't win, and the
Right.
Chiefs aren't buried. so
no. But they took a step towards
See,
it.
I kind of felt the
You,
opposite.
got to lose one to get toward being buried.
Yeah.
Kind of felt like this was a bad weekend for the Patriots,
Oh,
honestly.
I agree. All
know,
the games went against them.
And Milton Williams is on injured reserve.
Well, but that happened Thursday.
Oh yeah, but that didn't happen officially. That he was going to go on IR until Saturday, and that to me is puts a little bit of a damper on this Thursday night win. Honestly, like you're going to win the game anyways,
Yeah.
and so to
Right.
lose Milton Williams for the Bills and the Ravens game is not good. Like that's not good. So
Yep.
that's a tough one. Like the first real. No offense to Antonio Gibson, the first real significant injury for the Patriots of the season.
But Christian Gonzalez too. Missing
Yeah,
games.
but that was the beginning of the year.
Little
It
bit.
didn't,
You didn't know what you didn't have yet.
yeah, it didn't go on IR.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So
First
we'll,
starter on IR.
we'll
There you
talk about what the impact of losing Williams for a few games will be. But going back to Thursday, how about them uniforms, huh?
Yeah.
Great debut.
You know what I thought, Fred? The stadium looked great. Like just the
Yeah.
lights, like the way that it was all lit up. Like I don't. Is that
We
all
don't get
new
that-
to me?
well,
Like I never really get a sense of it. But
so
it
here's
just
the
looked
thing.
cool out there. The way it was all lit up, and then the player announcements I thought was cool. I know you don't like them, but
Since they put in LED lights at the stadium, which allows you to do all that
Right.
flashing stuff, we haven't had a lot of night games.
right.
So we haven't
That's
had a lot
probably
of
why.
chances to use them.
But it's a chance like all the different screens around the stadium are all connected now. So
Yeah.
you like all of a sudden it's all on one kind
Yeah.
of thing, and it just I
Even
don't
like
know.
the aisles of the
Yeah.
seats had like
Yeah.
something.
Just
going
looking
on.
out in the press box, I was like, damn,
Yeah.
the stadium looks pretty cool
Yeah.
tonight. But that the uniforms I thought really
There
did
was some juice.
did well.
Yeah,
There
there
was some juice.
I think our rivalry's uniforms are the best. I do.
Oh, I do too. But did you guys see Diggs running out? Like you could tell, like he was
I'd have to see others to
psyched
make
to
a
get like
comparison.
announced. Did it come out? And I don't know. I'm kind of a fan of this switch. It's
Yeah.
just something different.
I think it's
Yeah.
great. I think there was some juice in the building. I think for as much criticism, and I'm at the
He's
top
gonna
of the
die on
list.
this hill.
For as much criticism as I give Thursday Night Football, I think it's ridiculous that they play it. They make an event out of it. They do it up. They bring a lot of personnel. I think there's a lot of different kind of bells and whistles that go along with it. There was some juice in the building. There's a little electricity.
Saw Richard
Thursday
Sherman
night.
down in KSP. Big
Tony
guy.
Gonzalez.
Didn't go up and say
I,
anything to him.
I was
kinda
going to
wish I
ask him
did.
if he was mad, bro,
You
but
mad, bro?
I thought he might hit me, so I didn't.
That was pretty
How
cool
did
though when
Tony
he.
Gonzalez feel to be the second best tight end in the building? on Thursday?
That's good. No, I always thought it was cool. Richard Sherman after Super Bowl 49, kind of kneeling in front of shaking Brady's hand. I mean, it was a little bit performative to me, but
a little
coming
bit.
off of you mad bro a couple years before and so much respect for that defense. But Sherman's a big dude. I didn't
Yeah,
in
he's
person you
he's
get
tall
a sense
corner.
of how
It's
guys
like 6'3".
Yeah.
big guys
Yeah.
actually are. And of course, Charissa Thompson, Paul's friend, was there as well.
I think Carissa and I may have had a moment.
Okay.
I don't
By
want to
moment,
overstate
Paul
it.
walked by her on his way to the bathroom.
I mean, I did actually see her. I don't want to overstate the moment, but
Well, Alex did more than see her.
actually
Sorry.
had a little chat.
Yeah, a chat.
And of course, the main thing is the Patriots come away with a 13-point win over the New Jersey Jets.
Yeah,
So good stuff. AFC East. Patriots run the East
right.
for sure.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Josh Allen had 6 touchdowns though, so get ready in a few weeks.
Oh,
You
you guys and your
Get
just
ready.
fear. The
He's starting MVP.
I'm
Who has-
afraid of Mahomes. I'm
I'm not
afraid
afraid.
of, like, come on now.
It's a
Like,
healthy respect.
before the season, we
I
were
don't
being
fear no
like,
man.
if they can just show improvement and Drake May can just show that
but
he's
that's
the
all,
guy.
but that's all gone.
Exactly. That's all gone. Like, we've done that. Like, we're on. Like,
Right now we
no,
want to
now
win.
you want the number 1 seed.
right. And you guys are afraid.
Who's
Oh, I'm not
afraid?
afraid.
These
I'm
guys
not
are
afraid.
too. I'm
I'm not
afraid.
afraid. I don't fear no man.
It's all gravy right now.
I'm afraid.
It's all gravy.
You're human, aren't you?
I don't want any piece of Mahomes. Well, a lot of people have had pieces of him and they're beating him.
I mean,
You want to play Mahomes in a wild card game?
I don't know.
Like just like that, you're one and done, and all this great juju that we have this season. to just
So
go
you've
up and
already
play.
lost the game.
I'm not saying you've already lost
You
it. I'm
just
just
said
saying,
that, just like that. You're one and done.
Yeah, because comparatively speaking to what you normally would draw as the 7 seed in the AFC, as a 2 seed,
Jacksonville.
Wait a minute. Who says we're
Well,
going to be the
Kansas
2
City.
seed?
No, if that happens to be the case,
that's what we
we're
are
saying.
right now. They are the current 2 seed, and they right now would face the Jaguars, which I think I'd pick the Patriots to win against Jacksonville here in January when it's going to be like 20 degrees. I think I'd pick the Patriots to win that game by 3 touchdowns.
Okay.
But if you have all of a sudden Baltimore sneaks in or Kansas City sneaks in, and now you're playing one of those teams,
So now we're going to lose.
no, it's just a bad draw.
No one said
That's
you're
all.
gonna lose. Why are you being? Why you? What's
It's
the
just a
matter,
bad
Fred?
draw. We can't
Why
say
you
it's a
being-
bad draw.
Why are you being?
I brought up
obstinate?
Josh Allen in front.
I just don't like the fear.
But I don't know why that has to be classified as fear.
No,
when you look at teams with the pedigree of Baltimore and Kansas City and
Yeah.
Buffalo, and you don't equate them with
So all
the
season,
Texans
all
or the
season,
Jaguars
all,
or the Chargers.
all season we're being told you got an easy schedule. Then you get to the playoffs and you want more easy schedule.
Yes. Who wouldn't?
You know who taught me that?
Who?
Fred Kirsch.
Not me. Not me. I take on all comers.
Oh, yeah.
I take on all comers.
I mean,
Let's
especially
go.
now without the second bye, like you're playing on wild card weekend, unless you're the 1 seed and you get Lamar Jackson on wild. No one wants that. Who would want that?
I mean, Fred wants it.
Like,
And no
I-
one's
I-
saying that you can't win.
Right. No,
Fred's this whole fear thing. It's just no. You're comparing. Like you can get a 7 seed or a 6 seed, as opposed to a team like Baltimore who had all kinds of things happen negatively in the first 6 weeks of the season. If they end up turning this around, like they look like they're on the way to doing, and they're, say, I don't know, a 12-win team, an 11-win team, and they go into the playoffs as the 7 seed, that's better than playing Jacksonville?
Yeah. I mean, the what came to my mind was that Buffalo is now just going to go into, I think I saw Greg Rosenthal, but like mash the 17 button. Like now it's just, they're getting down to the stretch. They're going to lean into their MVP player, Josh Allen. And I think that's, what you're going to see down the stretch. That's the guy that's going to come in here is, it's not going to be, hey, let's rest some of our wide receivers or anything like that. It's going to be, let's
I
go
have a
for it.
Buffalo-related question that I don't know the answer to. I'm not on trial.
Never
I'm not
ask
the
a
lawyer
question you
here.
don't know the
Yeah,
answer.
so I can. Why do they have to play 2 Thursday night games?
why?
Why do they
What was
have
the,
to?
Yeah, no, they do. They played Miami earlier in the year on like week 3 on a Thursday night, and they're playing this Thursday.
Well,
night.
yeah,
Is it
but
part
they
of the
don't-
rule
I don't know.
change of that teams can play 2 now because of the
Yeah,
flex
yep.
rule and all
Well,
that
obviously
kind
they
of stuff?
can, but
Yeah,
he's asking
yeah,
like
I'm
how did that
asking
happen?
why.
Yeah, how did that happen?
I don't
Who
know.
knows?
I mean,
Like
it's
the
just
schedule gods.
yeah.
I think
it's
it's
handed down from
I think
above.
it's ridiculous that
Office.
anybody plays 1 Thursday night game, let alone 2.
It is. And that's
That
why
ship
it's
is
So you're saying everyone hates the Bills?
No. I'm not
Thought
really.
about it.
'Cause that's
I'm not-
reserved for the Patriots.
Right.
Everybody hates us.
I'm not necessarily saying that, but it's weird to me that I know Thanksgiving's a little different because sometimes
Yeah.
the Dallases and Detroits have to play other Thursday night games, but
I don't know. Sometimes
I think
teams
it's odd.
themselves, like the requests an individual team gives to the schedule, like we can't play this game, we can't play this week. That forces them to say, well, if you're going to ask for those requests, you're going to have to play a second Thursday night game.
without
It's
having
like,
any of the
okay.
information, I can't imagine anyone's ever asked to play a second Thursday night.
I didn't
game.
say they asked for that. I said that because of other requests they made, they might have been
But,
forced to
can you-
have to play a
Like,
second
like,
one.
can you give me like an example?
Well, like we have concerts or soccer games or
Right,
whatever.
so you need a road game in week 14.
I don't know.
So
I don't.
that means you have to play on Thursday.
I'm just saying, like you said, no team requests 2 Thursday night games.
Right, but no team would make a request that would require you to have to play on a Thursday night. That's what I'm saying.
Who knows that?
Like, but someone, to your point, someone might say, well, our stadium is busy in week 12.
right?
So you play a road game that week.
Yeah, but
Like, it doesn't necessarily have to go to a road game on a Thursday night.
there's some reason. There's some
it's
reason
weird
why
to
they
me.
ended up with 2 Thursday night games, and I'm sure it wasn't because they wanted it.
And they're probably not the only one. I just happened to notice it this week that Buffalo, I looked and I was like,
Yeah.
there was an injury report for Buffalo. It came out yesterday. I was like, why are they putting an injury report out? I'm like, oh, they're playing Thursday.
Turn around. Yeah. No, it's funny when we all get to watch football on Sunday. We have so much to talk about. It's not just the Patriots here.
Can I just tell
How
you?
did you spend your day, Paul?
What a terrific red zone Sunday.
It's good.
Did you watch in
There
fear?
were a lot of games that went right down to the
No, and
the wire.
excitement.
No,
Knowing that we-
I enjoyed. First of all, there were 4 really good matchups, but in addition to that, a lot of the other games, even like Carolina, Atlanta,
kick down the
terrific
stretch.
game. Tennessee, Houston. Of course,
What?
as I spit all
What?
over the place.
Co-
Tennessee,
Well, there
Houston
were
was a
at
great
least
game.
2 overtime games, right?
Yeah, the morning game, which sent coaching back decades.
Coaching, right? Professional football.
Well, it didn't help with if they had just kicked field goals, the game wouldn't have looked as bad as it was. Like, let's put it that way. But yeah, 2 bad teams.
I did when I was watching Bucks Bills. I started to really be even more thankful for Mike Vrabel and Stretch because watching Todd Bowles punt the ball back to Buffalo repeatedly
4th and this much.
was just
Like, that was
absolutely
ridiculous. I'm totally with it.
agonizing 3 times in that game, and I'm sitting there and I'm rooting hard for the Bucks, right? I'm like, let's go Tampa Bay, and they're going toe to toe. Baker's going right down the field on that Bills defense,
And it's
he
declared this is a shootout. You
Yeah.
know what it takes to win this
punts
game.
the-
And he's
punts
punting
the
on
dang
4th
ball.
and this.
From on the other side of the 50. Like he's punting the ball,
You're so right.
and I was like, what are we doing? And I know I'm not to like be that guy, but there's no way that Stretch is telling Vrabel to punt. Like there's no way. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, how are we're punting? They punted the ball back to Buffalo in the 4th quarter, down I think it was 5 points in the 4th quarter when they couldn't stop Buffalo the entire game. And I was like, this is going to be a 2-score game within 2 minutes.
And you know
sure
the funny
enough,
part about that is, and I thought the same thing
Unbelievable.
when I was watching it, thinking the same exact thing that Evan just said. And then they actually stopped him. They had a quick screen to Shakir that was like 3rd and 15. They had it bottled up and they rip him down by his head. And
Yeah.
they got the ear hole and the underneath of the helmet. Like they made it so blatantly obvious they had to call it. And they gave him a first down. And a couple plays later, they had the 2-score lead.
Do they call that a face mask or is
Oh,
that-
yeah, you can't do that.
But even if you don't just grab the ear hole.
Ear hole, the
It's-
bottom of the helmet. You can't take a guy down by the helmet.
the
like
head.
that.
Yeah, you can't.
Oh, yeah.
Any opening, you can't grab any
So there was a
opening.
separate rule
Yeah.
for that. But you know what I enjoyed, Fred, was I wasn't afraid, but I did enjoy on Sunday morning, just screwing around, pull up the standings, for the conference. And I'm like, what is this 2005 again? It was like New England 1, Indy 2, right down the line of like, it's just that visual of seeing the Patriots back on top. I mean, I know it was, albeit briefly, but still it was pretty cool. Like, my God,
Yeah,
it's a lot different than the last couple of years with this team. Oh, and there it is. Unfortunately, the Broncos have. But, it's like right back to the old, like I said, 2005. with
So I'm going to go back
Roethlisberger and-
just very briefly.
Maybe not the Bills.
we
in
go
that
over
one.
Very
tiebreaker
briefly.
scenarios?
Yeah, just again, I got some heat for because I think it's silly to talk about strength of victory and these that's the perfect example right there.
like the 5th.
Like Denver has the tiebreaker because they haven't played the same amount of games in the conference. So why are we even looking at it? Just you need you
for
want
fun.
Denver to lose, you want Indy to lose. They have the same amount of losses that you do. Like, don't worry about the tiebreakers now. They don't come into play yet.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Well, except when the Patriots are not the number 1 seed because they're losing the tiebreaker.
I know, but you
there.
don't
That's
need
down
you
the
don't need
road.
to get the number 1 seed in
Yeah,
week
but
12.
it would be fun
It's
to
irrelevant.
just say
It's just
that
fun.
they're the number 1 seed.
Well, like Mike
Just
said
having
it,
fun.
heading into the Sunday games, they had the number
Right,
1
right.
seed.
I knew
Yeah,
it was
because they
probably
played an extra
shortly-
game.
Right.
It's just the visual.
Well, the Broncos have played an
I
extra game in the conference.
I just like the visual.
It's
of it.
meaningless.
Well,
Number
even
one.
like I saw the passing leaders. Drake May's number 1 right now, but he also most of those quarterbacks. I think he has an extra game played.
Yeah.
You know, because we haven't had our
Yeah,
bye
you're
yet.
talking about in yards?
Yeah, in yards.
Yeah, he's
accuracy.
there's a couple that would probably
Completion
pass him
percentage.
when they play this
Right.
week.
the importance.
Completion percentage, he's 1. I think rating, he's 2. He's top 3 in everything.
Yeah.
Except success
So-
rate. We got
So there's a good one. You talk about things that happen. Maybe this isn't necessarily team related, but it was a good weekend for Drake May's MVP candidacy.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Because
Sam Darnold regressed to the mean finally.
Jonathan Taylor didn't play. Right? So he didn't help his candidacy. B, Sam Darnold threw 4 picks, so cross him off the list then.
Right. Although
Matthew Stafford was very average. I mean, he didn't play a bad game. He kind of did what he had to do to win the game, but
Yeah.
threw for like 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. So didn't have gaudy stats. It's a good week. It was a good week for Drake May's candidates. I'm going to overlook Josh Allen.
Well, that's what I was just going to
Yeah,
say.
but
I mean,
I don't
he
know.
might be
I don't
coming
think
on
he's
strong.
really, I honestly don't think he's really in it.
6
Really?
touchdowns. I do.
He's
Well,
not.
he's in it off of reputation.
Right,
Like if
he's
he
not had a
finishes-
great year.
If he finishes the back end of the season like
Oh,
this, then
that's,
he's gonna-
that's different.
Right.
but
Right.
it's not based off of what's
Yeah,
happened
I'm
the first
assuming
11 weeks.
that he keeps playing
He
well.
did throw 2 picks, one of which was absolutely horrific. The other
Yeah.
one was meaningless. It was a 4th down, like heave.
That one.
But the one
Early
out of the
on,
end zone
too.
is as bad a play as you'll ever see a quarterback make.
It's hard to if you're just looking at the MVP through 11 weeks. I think Drake has the best case.
It's Drake May. That's what I said. It was a
think
good weekend for
he's-
Drake May.
He's got all the counting stats, all the advanced metrics. I think you can make the argument that he has the worst supporting cast out of all the guys that we're talking about.
Yep.
That he's propping up right now. Most wins in the NFL. It's hard to make a really great argument other than Josh Allen just going on a tear in the second half of the season to steal it from him. I guess you could make an argument for Stafford, but even still with Stafford,
I was thinking about like the MVP, and some people, it used to be best player in the best team,
Right.
and now it's sort of changed to the guy who is on one of the best teams with the least support. So when your quarterback or your player gets that award under those conditions, is that kind of like an insult to the rest of the team?
I mean, I think if you take it that way, I don't think it's explicitly said in the award that that's what it is. I mean, I get what you're saying, and I kind of agree that's what the MVP kind of should be. I mean, Offensive Player of the Year should be somebody who, was just the best player
offensive
who
player,
played
period.
great. But
Yeah, it's very
that's my philosophy on the MVP, which Evan laid out.
Who elevates the team the most?
But who wants to go tell the Patriots like the reason they won is because the rest of you aren't
whose
that great?
play.
Well, it just
You don't
based
want to
on-
use the same word value but whose play is most responsible for that team winning?
Yeah.
Well, this is why Josh Allen won it last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was what the voters, most of the voters that publicly stated the reason why they voted one way or another was that they felt like Josh Allen's supporting cast was worse than Lamar Jackson's. Lamar Jackson had a great defense. He had Derrick Henry, and they felt like it was harder for Josh Allen to do what he did, and so Josh Allen won the MVP. And if we're gonna go off the same set of circumstances, the same rules, then I think it's hard to argue that the other guys that are in the conversation, it's not the same thing.
It's the argument I made last week. Matthew Stafford, who I think has had an MVP year, eye-popping stats for Matthew Stafford, but he has Puka Nacua
And Devontae
and
Adams.
Kyron Williams and Devontae Adams, who has, I think, 10 touchdowns now. Drake doesn't have all that. Now, I'm not saying that Drake has got nothing, but he doesn't have, a top 5 receiver in the league. So I think you get extra points for that.
Another thing that over the weekend that I kind of thought this going into the weekend, but this weekend confirmed me. One of the best offensive players in the AFC, if not the league, is A-Chain.
Oh, yeah.
He is such a double threat, and he's so good. He is so good. He's the best offensive player on that team, which is saying a lot. and I just have a lot of respect for that guy.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll see.
He
We're gonna see-
needs,
gonna
needs
look
to
at
get
him,
needs to get down in bounds though in the games.
don't step out of bounds.
Yeah, but in terms of just the talent, he's driving that team right now.
Do you guys think McDaniel's really going to survive? Like, I would just, I as a Dolphins fan, I think I would be kind of disappointed if they were going to try to sell me on let's run it back with Tua and McDaniel.
I think it just depends on what they do with GM. If the GM doesn't have any juice, then he stays. If not, he could go.
Yeah, I think that there's a. So Miami's not good, and I'm not suggesting they are. I will say they're playing hard, and I think their schedule gets very light, and I think they're going to win some games. And if they do, if they take care of business and win these games, I think he probably will stay. The quarterback's going to stay because I think it's really money. The money will kill them. Like, and it's cash. I'm not talking about cap.
Dead money.
No, I'm talking about money they owe him.
Yeah, that becomes dead money if they get rid of
Yeah,
him.
I don't really care about the cap. I'm talking about cash they have to pay him to not play for them. I don't think that they will do.
Well, don't they have to pay it for him to play as well?
Yeah, but he's playing for you.
Right.
He's your quarterback.
No, I
That's
know.
different.
So in other words,
And I don't have the details, so
paying,
you might be right.
You'd be
You might
paying
be right.
double. You're saying you'd be paying double if they bring in another quarterback.
I think I saw something that they owe him.
Probably about
Like-
50, 60 million.
Yeah, I thought I saw 46, but yeah. So
Yeah, that
like
sounds
in
about right.
cash that they have to. That
Yeah.
they're obligated to pay him.
Yeah.
Like no one's going to trade for him.
Right.
So that's the only way you get out of paying him that money.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
I think you always get into a tough spot with coaches like McDaniel where you're not going to find a better offensive architect than Mike McDaniel, but you might find like the whole leader of men thing, right? Like a better head coach
Yep.
than Mike McDaniel. And so it's a tough, it's always
I wonder
tough
if they could
on
do the
those.
reverse of Vance Joseph with him.
just send him to the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like bring in a coach to oversee it and say, but we love what you do with the offense, Mike.
Yeah.
Like,
We
work
just
for
don't
Vance
want you to
Joseph in
talk
Denver,
to the whole
right?
team anymore.
Yeah. That,
Like
those are
Denver's
always
probably
tough.
the best defense in football.
Yeah. So ESPN's talking about the Kansas City Colts matchup coming up this Sunday.
love it.
I mean, listen, Patriots fans, you have to be rooting hard for Mahomes this week. You have to.
Yeah, you kind of do.
We need the Colts to lose. So, no, come on. We
got to get that number one seed.
I
You
want
got
to.
a
I'm
chance
with
at
you
number
because
one
want to
seed.
remove all doubt.
Yeah, I'm with you because I'm focused on trying to get the top seed. If I'm the
Yeah.
Patriots, that's my goal.
Right.
That's worth everything. I mean, have a bye nowadays. There's only one left. I mean, that's we'll see then who the bottom seed is waiting for you at the other side. But
Yeah. And
that's the
listen,
thing.
I hear what you're saying. Mahomes is Mahomes, but
I don't want
I'm
Mahomes
not
in the
sure. I
playoffs.
wouldn't rather have Mahomes coming to Gillette than us going to Denver at some
Oh,
point.
I'd absolutely rather have Mahomes coming
yeah.
to Gillette than
Yeah.
going to Denver.
yeah,
But I'd rather go to Indy than have Mahomes come to Gillette.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can always say the rather, but
yeah.
at the end of the
I'll
day,
take my chances against Bo Nix in the playoffs.
Daniel's
Not in that building.
Yeah, with that defense. in
Even
that
Brady
building,
couldn't win there
yeah, it's
consistently.
tough. It's tough.
yeah.
I don't
4
like
and
that
7.
place.
Yeah, I don't know.
Brady
That's-
and Bill were 4 and 7
Yeah.
in Denver.
What
Says
three?
Drake May.
3 playoff losses there too.
0 and
So-
3 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want. I would prefer a playoff picture if I was the Patriots that doesn't have Lamar or Mahomes in it.
But
So whatever has to happen to make that happen, then fine.
but
because
here we are after 11 games talking about playoff seeding.
because you have to.
It's crazy.
but
It's crazy.
It
It's crazy.
reseeds. So like,
Yeah.
even if you get the number one seed, and you have a bye to the divisional round, and they upset somebody in the first round, which they probably will, then the divisional round is now Mahomes or Lamar Jackson coming
Yeah.
to New England. So whatever keeps those two guys out of the wild card. Now Baltimore might win the division,
Yeah.
so that you
So
might
that's
you
what
might
Aaron
get
Rodgers.
you might get lucky that Baltimore might.
I don't
win
like
the
to tell
division.
people what they should think. So I'm going to say this anyway, but that's not what I mean. I don't mean to. But that's what you should be rooting for with Baltimore is that
Yeah.
they overtake Pittsburgh
Agreed.
and win the division.
Yeah.
100%.
And then you wouldn't have to see them
Right.
more than likely until later on.
I think to Evan's point, like set up Josh Allen to have to play one of those teams. Like, you want like the Bills Chiefs matchup in the first round. You want the Bills Ravens somehow, try to get one of those guys out ASAP. But
Like if you end up losing,
Give me the March of the tomato cans. Give me the.
Do you
So
think there
I
are
think-
any teams saying we don't want to be playing the Patriots?
no.
no.
Really?
I think you're like kind of spinning
Wow.
it the wrong way. Though.
Wow.
You're saying like you don't want to play. Like I think they're
Yeah.
like automatically going to lose. I just want the easiest path. Like
Just
I
to be
don't.
clear, I don't think anybody's saying that about Denver or Indy either. I think
Yeah.
the people are focused on 5, 6, and 7, not 1, 2,
Yeah.
and 3.
No, I think that's fair.
But is there a chance that those teams just aren't as good as they used to be?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
just like
There is a chance.
there was a chance in 2018 that the Patriots just weren't as good as they used to be.
Yeah, and then you got to the playoffs and they kicked into another gear, and that's I think what everybody's waiting for with Kansas City,
Yeah,
Baltimore. It's,
sure.
You know, you just assume.
And we'll
that
be
these
the
guys
team
are
to
gonna-
knock them off.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, I think every one of these games is a coin flip. Whether it's Kansas City coming here or I think the Patriots have a chance against everybody, and I think everybody has a chance against the Patriots. But the big last 6 games, I mean, there's a lot that can happen. Does Milton Williams come back and he's healthy and ready to go and prime for the playoffs? Like that might be.
You
might
guys
work out
are
okay.
more in tune with this stuff because you pay attention.
Really?
Is there
Are
any
you sure?
information about Milton Williams beyond IR? Like anybody think?
4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
That's what the reporting is right now. And
Because those high ankle sprains, we know, can
That's
be
right.
a lot of variance.
yeah,
Yes.
feels like the optimistic view would be that he'd be
Now,
back.
the fact that he came out and played after the injury
Yeah.
for a few plays.
That's a high
does-
ankle sprain, though. I feel
does
like
that help at all?
Like, because Gronk came back and played at the end of the AFC Championship, right? Like in that 2011, like didn't he come out and just block or something? I
but
mean, I
he
don't think
wasn't-
he did
he
anything.
was- he
but
was just a
I think that's
decoy.
the thing with the
No,
high
but
ankle
that's
sprain.
his
is that,
point is he came back and played on it in the AFC Championship game, and 2 weeks later he couldn't
yeah,
move.
I think that's the high ankle sprain. It's not like this killer pain, but you just have no juice to push off anymore. And so it's one of those weird ones.
it also swells overnight.
Didn't
So-
Mac Jones had the high ankle sprain, though,
Yes.
I
famously.
think so.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
maybe
And
some a little more.
now, how long did it
Tightrope
take him
surgery?
to come back?
He came back in
Like a month?
Yeah, a month of 3 to 4 weeks. But I think the biggest thing is that like, does he have a procedure on it, like the tightrope, to try to expedite recovery, or do they think that rest and rehab and all that good stuff is going to do the trick? Because a lot of guys go and get procedures done.
If
It's
they can have
surgery,
him
but-
back for the stretch, in the playoffs, that's a relief. But it's a bummer that he misses Baltimore and Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a
So that's
bummer
why
he
I have-
misses any games.
Right.
I mean, he's
Yeah,
the best
but
defensive
that to me,
player.
those
But they
two
don't
games,
need-
like
yeah.
I don't
Those
need
two
to
games, they're going to need
get him to
everybody.
have surgery so he can get back for the Miami and the Jets. Like, I'd prefer to avoid surgery whenever possible, and let him try to get healthy on his own. But I mean, it's one of those injuries where there seems like there's a wide range of recovery time, severity, all that.
Yeah.
just
Thanks.
I agree.
yeah.
It does. He's been probably their best defensive player.
Yeah.
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 So it's
Tone
it's,
setter.
It's a loss.
Yeah.
Now I do think, and I was listening to Evan's boy, Alex Barthy.
Barthy?
I do think they have some depth at that spot. They don't have Milton Williams, so I know some people sort of attacked Alex for being too rosy about this. He's not suggesting that you don't need Milton Williams, but they do have kind of a 1A and one, with Barmore. So they have a really good player now. Tonga probably plays a little bit more. Now the big question to me is those guys that sort of see sporadic playing time. Can any of them play
Durden
with the
and
same
Farmer.
effectiveness with more playing time? Those two that Mike just mentioned.
Yeah.
Durden, he goes out there and he tends to flash a little bit in his handful of plays that he gets every game. If you're going to ask him to play 20 plays now, does he flash?
Right.
I don't know. We haven't seen it. I'm not saying
he's been
he
really
can't.
good. He's been really kind of sneaky good for a while now, Durden, and we hope that he can step up. And he was the guy that played a lot on third down. Once Milton Williams went out of the game, it was kind of him and Barmore inside, and then Tonga just short yardage when it's 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. Obviously, you're gonna have Tonga in there, but Durden is kind of going to be the other guy now, and you just hope that maybe they can do some of this.
Do you think this kind of mini break can help Landry get back into shape, or is what he is now going to be what he is for the rest of the season?
Yeah, you hope
That's
so.
a great question, Fred.
It
I
is a
think
good
that's a great
question.
question.
I
It's
wish I had an
is he
answer.
is he hurt or is he
Right.
slowing down a little bit?
injured.
And
Yeah.
Is he
you know,
hurt or injured?
it does sound like the Swinson move is more somebody wanted to poach him, but I also think that the pass rush needs to improve. It needs to be better. They haven't been quite
Right.
consistent enough. and-
Because listen, no one is Milton Williams, so there's going to be a drop off, and when you have Barmore and Williams in the middle, that creates that push. It doesn't always register for a sack, but it gives the quarterback less room to maneuver, and you're going to lose some of that. So pressure needs to come from other places too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ponder's gone in there, has
Yeah.
given them a little bit.
Back-to-backs,
I don't know
yeah.
if he's quite surpassed Landry yet, but I think that's closer than maybe you would have imagined it being. And then, I think that's the biggest thing is they already had like an average 4-man pass rush. And so now can you generate pressure with just 4 without Milton Williams, or are you going to have to be more creative in the pass rush and start blitzing a little bit more? And we obviously know the domino effect of what that does to the back end. So it's a whole thing.
To say nothing of what it does to the offense. If Tonga's snaps are affected.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I don't. I think they'll probably leave him in a similar role defensively, don't you?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. If he has to play 10 more snaps on defense, now the 3 snaps a game he plays on offense, we have to throw those out.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that his role is going to expand dramatically defensively.
Me neither.
Because of what you said.
Yeah.
Like, he's kind of a niche player.
Run-down
player. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to play on 3rd and long.
Although
anyways.
he does collapse the pocket when he's in there and passing
Gets out
downs.
the ball quick. He's a wrecking ball. I mean, it's been. I mean, that was something that big question coming in the year behind Williams and Barmore. What else did they have? I mean, Tonga was an under the radar signing. Durden, when did he show up? I mean, sometime in camp. I don't remember exactly.
He was on, I think, the Giants, wasn't he?
Right. You know, and Josh Farmer too, who's been a little banged up, but you know, again, maybe like Travion Henderson, you get a little increased opportunity here, a chance to contribute. They're going to need those guys for sure, and I think they got to find some juice off the edge too. You know, Evans, I think, said it perfectly. It sounds stupid, but like they have an average pass rush. They're an average. You know, for all the praise we heap on them for how aggressive they are, at the end of the day, you know, it's not quite this, you know, top-notch pass rush that you might think it
we'll
is.
turn the page tomorrow to the Bengals, but I think that's going to be a big part of.
Joe Flacco.
I mean, Joe Flacco does not move well anymore. He's 40 years old. He's not going to want to stand in there and take hits.
They're starting to add up too. Like you see that,
and you
one
don't
he got
want to
last-
devote too much in
Yeah.
terms of, you don't want to get too aggressive the way you go after him because you need the guys in coverage, even if Chase doesn't win his appeal.
On the other side of the ball, I know tomorrow's turn the page day, but Hendrickson out for the game?
Yeah, he hasn't played in a
he's
while.
doubtful.
Yeah.
But
Doubtful?
Yeah,
Zach Taylor said doubtful.
Burrow,
And then Chase
Henderson.
with the appeal.
Chase with
What do you think the chances of that getting overturned?
Very slim to
Yeah,
none.
slim.
Yeah.
They got the Zapruder film of that. That was one giant lungy.
Well, and the thing is, he's like, well, the only defense I could see him saying is, well, I was just talking and it came out.
Yeah,
but
I don't think. I
But
don't
the
think
other
that's much of
players
a
certainly
defense.
didn't think so. You
I
know?
don't think that's much of a defense. I think he spit at him. My only thing is it's unprecedented. The suspension's unprecedented. It's a fine until now. So that's the only thing I
Well,
think he has to stand
didn't the
on.
guy in the beginning of the season,
Jalen
because
Carter.
he got
He got ejected from that game.
Yeah,
he did
and
not get suspended.
I know.
Yeah, but
will you let me finish for once?
I'm just.
I
think he's going to be suspended. I don't think it's going to get overturned.
I was
Is that all you want? You don't want
that the reason why he didn't get suspended is because he missed the whole game.
Right.
Yes.
It happened even before the
Right.
first snap.
And so still, no one who's ever spit on somebody has been suspended.
I understand, but
Right.
but they said that he would have been had it happened
Yeah,
later
no,
in the
I-
game.
Right.
If Chase
And if
got
my aunt
caught,
had
they would have
balls,
kicked Chase
she'd
out
be
of
my
the
uncle.
game, and he wouldn't have been under suspension.
Right.
Right? If they'd seen it and thrown him out
You're
of the
right,
game.
Fred.
Thank you.
It was
Thank you.
time served.
And-
Right, time served.
Right.
Dak Prescott spit at Jalen Carter in the same game, and they have it on video,
Yeah.
and they didn't suspend him
Why?
because they deemed that it didn't hit him.
Did they fine him?
He
No.
spit. He more
Okay,
spit
so they
on
didn't think it was
He
a
spit in
they
his general
spit it
direction. I
on
felt
the
like it was something
ground,
like-
in
Yeah.
the general
He spit
direction.
at him. Let's call it what it was.
Okay, but I'm just telling you what they
Well,
told
the
me.
league didn't agree with
Yeah,
that.
that's just what.
Oh
the,
no, I would disagree.
Well,
with
they
that.
didn't even fine him.
I don't know about a fine. I don't know about a fine.
Okay. Well,
He didn't get suspended.
Yeah,
didn't-
I
Dak
think
didn't
the
get
point
suspended.
is with the one in the beginning of the season, it was time served.
I think he is going to stay suspended.
Yes. Yeah. It's very clear.
However,
that
I'm not going to be
that's the
surprised if it's overturned because of the precedent. That's all.
The precedent.
Precedent
is
is fines, not
No,
suspensions.
That's not true, Paul. The precedent is suspension. Jalen Carter got suspended.
He got ejected.
Yes,
From the game for fighting.
And if he had spit on the guy in the second quarter,
I
he
know
would have been
that's what
suspended.
they said, but they've never done it.
But they
is what I'm
said
saying.
time
if
served.
If they do it with
That's-
this one, it will be the first.
Okay.
And I think he
I think
should be suspended because I think I saw on video he clearly spit right at him. He should be suspended for that.
The reason
I don't think there's any gray area. I think he's out.
the reason why
And
the
I
league
said it
suspended
live
was
when it
precedent.
happened.
They literally said it. The reason why Jamar Chase
I know
is
what
getting
they said.
suspended.
I don't believe them. We just have a difference of opinion. I don't believe that he would have been
I
suspended
don't understand how this could be a difference in opinion.
because he got ejected from the game for fighting, and I don't believe they would have suspended him if he hadn't gotten ejected. I don't believe it. Maybe they would have. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. That's all I'm saying.
That was the.
I know that. That's what they said.
said.
These are the facts that Evan just presented the facts, and they are undisputed, as they said in A Few Good Men.
I don't
Evan
do
is
gray
exactly
area.
right. Evan is
Nerds don't
1,000%
do
right.
gray
But I
area.
was
We
wrong.
only do-
'Cause, you know,
You're not wrong.
oh,
You are not wrong.
thank you.
You are absolutely. You guys have said exactly what the league said. I don't believe the league.
okay.
Is what I'm trying to say to you.
Okay.
But you guys are absolutely right.
All right.
1,000%. That's exactly what the league said.
It's very clear that the league does not.
They
want
considered it
people,
time served.
Yeah.
They don't want people spitting on people.
Right. It's
Shocker.
Like a bunch of camels
Unless it's
out
the Dallas
there.
Cowboys quarterback.
So now it's going to be. This is the precedent that if you spit on somebody, you are either going to get ejected immediately or suspended. And I think that's.
And I will
That's
be,
why it's going to be upheld.
And I'm going to
is 'cause
watch
they're making
going
an
forward.
example.
And believe me, I will tell you, if I start to see suspensions for this going forward, I will say you guys were right. That was the first one, was the Jalen Carter one. And that's what they've started to do. I think they pick and choose. And I think it's all about these Zapruder films after the fact. I don't think they want to suspend these guys. I think they want to just fine them.
Now the question: do you think that this should be suspendable? Because
Yep.
Yes.
I
You
do.
think so?
I think
Spitting
it's
on
the
a guy?
worst thing
Come
you can
on,
do.
yeah,
I
it's
think-
disgusting.
and
it's
I'm not-
disgusting, but it's like I don't know.
I'm not telling you like Jamar Chase is this guy. Look, he lost his mind. Jalen Ramsey does this to a lot of people. I'm not saying that this needs to be like what Jamar Chase is known for the rest of his life. You can't spit on a guy, Ev.
I
Like
mean,
that,
I don't
you
want
should
him
be
spit.
suspended.
Listen,
I don't
you
want
should be
anybody spitting on
No, but-
anybody either.
but
But like
I
the
know-
suspension's a little heavy.
I know, like
It's a little
everybody says,
heavy.
well, you know, kids are watching, but it is true, and that's why they stopped this.
I got news for you.
Because
I got
that's
news
not
for you.
why.
Kids aren't watching.
kids aren't watching.
No,
No.
no. Kids got better things to do.
Okay.
I just think that it's a little aggressive.
How
That's
much
all.
money is he going to lose? That's the
Game check is like
Five-
$440
Yeah, it's almost
something
$500
thousand.
million.
Yeah.
One expensive loogie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you should be suspended for that.
I
I'm
just
kind of bummed
want-
out because I wanted to see
Yeah,
Gonzo go
that's-
against Jamar Chase, but it's like
that's
what
my
are you gonna-
point of
what are
view.
you gonna
I
do?
just wanted
I know
to see him
Evan
play.
needed so I'm flying to Cincinnati. For what?
my entire existence is always about my own entertainment.
Right.
So the more like interesting things about a game, storyline wise, I'm all for. So I know a lot of Patriots fans are celebrating that Jamar Chase isn't going to play in this game. I'm not one of them. I want to.
Oh, you want to beat the best.
Well, they're going to win anyways. So like, I'd just much rather win with everybody out there. I'd much rather be able to watch Gonzo versus Jamar Chase for 4 quarters, go toe to toe. Like that's just more exciting football. Like this is going to be their backup quarterback with a bum shoulder, by the way. Joe Flacco has a
got
bad shoulder,
smoked last week.
and without Jamar Chase and without Trey Hendrickson, like it's just not a whole lot. Not a whole lot.
Okay.
Find that.
Kyle has something to say about Evan. He says, Evan, when talking about the Chiefs, you want to be one and done? Evan, seconds later, backpedaling. We can't just say it's a bad draw. You weren't saying it was a bad draw. You were saying it's a loss. Your May fan club card is revoked because you clearly don't believe in him or the team.
Poor Ev.
This is an over-exaggerated joke. But in all seriousness, I don't fear any team, and I think May and the
fear
Patriots
anyone.
can beat any team in the playoffs.
And I will destroy
May is
anyone
him.
who tries to take away what I
May
got.
VP, May VP.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I mean, do you feel the same way about the NFC though? Like, I don't know if I necessarily would feel the same about.
Listen, if we
Some of
have to
those
play an
matchups in the
NFC
Super
team,
Bowl.
it'll be in the Super Bowl. Let's
I
go.
don't know, like this whole classification of fear, like I don't know what you want to call it. There are some teams I'd rather not see. Like I don't know, like if you
Mostly
want to say that
quarterbacks.
like that you're afraid or not afraid, I don't care. Semantic it all you want. I don't know.
Right.
I would rather play Jacksonville or Indy than Baltimore or Kansas City. I don't care what the records are. I think they have better players than those other teams do.
It just feels like nowadays too, like once these teams are in the dance, like especially with these Hall of Fame, future Hall of Fame MVP quarterbacks, like
All bets are
once Kansas City is in the dance, I know that they might not have had the best season that they've ever had, but if they stumble in at 10-7 or 9-8, they're still going to be a tough out in the playoffs. I would play Denver or Indianapolis anywhere. I play them here. I play them in Denver.
I don't want to play in Denver.
I play them in Madrid. I play them in Australia. I don't care. I am taking the Patriots in that game.
There's funny things that happen in Denver. I don't
Yeah.
want
I'm
you
kinda
know, and
with
you
you
know
on the
for
Denver
more than
one.
anybody, Fred, because every game they play is in Denver.
I get the Bo Nix of it all, though. I mean, I get
That-
that. Like he wouldn't.
What
know.
happened
if
20
Bo
years
Nix
ago
just
has
had nothing ever to do with
this.
anything, then I would say fine. But I see the guy consistently play
He makes plays.
mid football for 3 quarters, and then all of a sudden He makes plays when he has to.
Mm-hmm.
So that defense is going to keep them in the game. And if he gets hot in the fourth quarter, then you can lose. And in that place, in a 4-7, like how many teams is Bill
What does
Belichick
that
and
have to do
Tom
with
Brady that
anything?
bad against?
All elevation.
And the win, like
What does the 2005 playoff
5,000.
game have anything to do with what's going to happen in
It's a hard
January?
place to play.
well, if you want to say that, what does any game have to do with a game that hasn't been played?
It
Like
just-
we can only go on history.
But you're going back 20 years. Like
No, I'm not going back 20 years. I'm
10.
going the whole entirety of the
a decade.
2015.
That's a decade
the
ago.
whole entirety of
Harper's
the
Muff.
dynasty. They're 4-7 with the best quarterback who ever lived. They're 4-7 in that building.
It's a tough play. That's why the league lets them play there all the time.
right.
They
They want to
like-
make it even for
I
everybody.
was
Right.
trying to work a joke in there, Fred, but you took it home. Thank you.
Yeah.
You did.
I'll take the Patriots.
But
Yeah.
Better coach.
No,
Better
Indy.
quarterback.
I think Indy. I would really like that matchup. It'd
See,
just
I
be
wouldn't mind
really
playing
fun.
Indy and
Not
Indy.
to say like, oh, I think the Patriots. Like, I just think
Yeah.
the historic context of it, the season that they've had. You know, let's see what Daniel Jones has in a playoff game. The Patriots run defense versus Jonathan Taylor. A lot to like.
I kind of
to
would.
be
I'd rather play
interested
them in
that game.
Indy.
Who-
Put,
what's
put
the-
Drake in a dome.
Right now, what's the
I
weakest?
wouldn't have any problem
Right.
playing Indy in Indy.
What's the
Neither would I.
weakest team that could make the playoffs right now?
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville?
North Houston.
that could?
Yeah.
I mean,
Probably
what's Houston,
Jacksonville.
Yeah, what's
Oh,
Houston's
you can make
offensive
you can
play?
make an argument for the Chargers too because of the
Yeah.
state that they're in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Banged
I
up.
happen to think the Chargers are not going to make. You know what? I'm going to change my pick. Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh is the
Yeah.
least talented, worst team that
Yeah.
that
Well, I
could
mean,
make the playoffs.
What's up with Rodgers? He broke his wrist, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna be out.
Did he
better
break
off.
it? Really?
I don't know. I mean, he was
He
holding
broke
it.
his
They say
left
he's gonna
wrist.
be out.
That I agree with Evan. That could help him.
Oh,
He's been
who's the
horrible.
backup?
I think
Mason
he's
Rudolph.
just a sitting duck back
Mason
there.
Rudolph. Is
Yeah.
that still there?
Terrified of pressure.
Dave says about the spitting, it's not about the disgusting factor. It's about the immense disrespect. It's both.
No, that's why
disrespectful.
That's why Jalen Ramsey wanted to fight him. But I'm talking about it is like
It's gross.
it's disgusting.
Yeah, you might as well just whip it out and urinate on the guy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You know?
Whoa.
I'm serious. I like it's just your bodily fluid.
That's
like,
a suspension.
It's hurling bodily fluids at another
assault.
player. It's
It is. I
it's
think
disgusting.
I think he should be suspended, and I would be surprised if they overturn it.
They're not going to overturn it.
and you don't want kids doing it.
Precedent.
You don't want anyone
Don't
doing
spit.
it.
Yeah.
I don't want adults doing it.
No.
Right.
I didn't
kids
even
ain't
like it
all
when my
not
hockey
sure.
coach was spitting dip out in back of me on the bench. Like he always
That
had
is
He
disgusting.
always had a lipper in, and it was always just the wintergreen smell.
Did he
of
would spit
dip
on
and-
the ground or in
He'd
a cup?
spit on the ground.
Oh, that's
it's-
gross.
Oh yeah, no, it's nasty.
You get
Yeah,
yourself a
yeah.
cup
Yeah,
or
you
a
know who
bottle.
it was actually, and I feel bad calling him out, but little Bruins trivia. Do you remember Jim Stewart,
Jim Stewart?
goalie?
No.
Went to Holy Cross. He played one game and he got shellacked, and he
Really?
never played again. Yeah.
Like what year?
Like 1980, 81,
Okay.
82, somewhere in there.
Yeah, that's in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I'm surprised
Yeah.
I don't.
I'll send you.
Never heard of it.
All right.
I'll take your word for it.
855-PATS-500 is the hotline. Podcast at patriots.com is the email address. I know people are chomping at the bit, champing at the bite. I don't know. Anyway, they want to talk. So let's get the listeners involved. We'll start with, well, he's been holding on the longest. Christian in L.A. What's up, Christian?
Are they talking about you? As they say.
Yeah, hey, you guys.
Okay, what's going on over there?
See you guys.
Yeah.
Can you hear me well?
Go.
I'm in the airport at LAX. Hold on,
Oh.
change to my regular phone.
Are you on your way to Belize?
I'm actually headed east to you guys. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, we can hear you. Keep talking.
Okay, yeah. I'm headed east to you guys, so I'll be on the East Coast this weekend.
Oh, whereabouts?
But not Boston with Beverly, Mass. Sue, who I usually travel with. Anyway, it seems like Providence is on our side again this year because we missed Mike Evans with Tampa. We're going to miss Jamar Chase. I don't doubt it if either Lamar Jackson is gone or Josh Allen sprains an ankle. It just feels like this is our year. We're on our way, guys. Not having Milton Williams is really going to prove. Is it our run scheme or is it our run defenders that's got us so good in the run? What do you guys think? Is it a combination of the scheme and the players, or is it mainly one or the other? I'll take it off the air.
Okay, so he's asking, why is our run defense so good? Is it just the players or the positions they're being put in?
I think it's both. I don't know.
Yeah.
Your run defense is this good. It's hard to point to just, well, it's just the scheme.
It's effort. You
I
gotta
think they,
be willing to get in there.
They pick players who, when Evan had a good I think it was a tweet you tweeted about their missed tackle rate of, you know,
Yeah.
even when they've gotten a lot better at it, but they just fly to the ball. They fly to the ball. It's a totally different style of defense than what we're used to watching. And everybody's bought in. Everybody plays with that up-tempo energy.
And it's not just the guys up front. Gonzo's making run stops.
Yep.
Marcus Jones has got his nose dirty
Great
on
point.
several plays. You know, so everybody's
No,
contributing.
it's a whole,
Last
it's a whole
couple weeks
personality.
been a little
9 shots, 5 goals. That's not good.
Okay.
1 period, 5 goals.
little bit more leaky than it had been to start the year. The
last
couple
2
years.
games.
The run
Now
Yeah.
the Jets have a good running game. They have a good mobile quarterback, or a quarterback that's mobile. I shouldn't say he's good. He's a good runner.
No, he's a good. Yeah, he is a good.
So
runner.
and so I get that, but you know, last couple of weeks it's been, and you know, Tucker had a game of his life against Buffalo, so maybe he's just good. I don't know, but it's been a little bit leaky.
No, I
just a
agree.
little bit.
There's been signs of some cracks, and they weren't disasters, but they were a little bit more average the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it has anything to do with how the games have kind of unfolded at all?
Well, I thought it was weird that they didn't run more. I thought Breece Hall looked like he had some chances to get things going, and they kind of got away from him. One of those 3 and outs in the end of the first half was 3 straight passes, which, I mean, you know, when you have, you know, A.D. Mitchell as the intended target, you might as well just say, we're going to just punt it to you now.
So I was thinking about that because the Jets sound like they're going to bench Justin Fields
They have.
for Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
And if A.D. Mitchell catches the football,
Right.
Like even 2 out of the 3
are you
blatant drops.
are you still benching Justin Fields?
Right.
Because and look, I don't watch the Jets every single week. I know it hasn't been good for them offensively or for Fields, but I thought he put some throws into some competitive places.
I didn't think he played a bad game.
No.
I agree with you.
And then to make that decision to bench him based off that game, and not for like a rookie that like maybe has something, for Tyrod Taylor.
And that's the part that makes no sense.
Then
to me.
bench A.D. Mitchell. Like A.D. Mitchell was behind the defense twice and dropped the ball. And
And how about the crossing route that went right through his hands?
Yeah, right. I mean, like he's behind Gonzo for a potential touchdown. The ball is, it's like maybe a little bit like of an adjustment, but you know, Kayshon Bouttie's making that catch 10 out of 10 times.
I don't think there are very many receivers in football that don't make that catch, other than A.D. Mitchell.
It was a fine ball. Fine
Sorry,
pass.
Eldred. I know you're on the
It's
line.
Eldred's guy now. Oh, he's waiting on the line. Here we go.
Like that was the game that decided that put it over the top. We have
But
to bench
again,
him.
like, and I know they wanted to play Taylor, and my guess is Taylor wasn't quite healthy enough to play. But if you had, like, I'm just looking on ESPN, they got some stuff with Shedeur Sanders. Like, if you had Shedeur Sanders and you're like, and he's a third-string quarterback, you know what? Let's just go. Let's see. Maybe there's something there. We'll go to him.
Taylor, it's a road to
Tyrod
nowhere.
Taylor is a career backup. He is what he is. He's fine. Like, but you're going to make, why wouldn't you just play Justin Fields the last 6 weeks? Maybe he gets hot, right? And you might have already said, I'm moving on from Justin Fields no matter what. I don't care how well he plays. You might be able to do something with him. Like, I don't know. Like, it just makes no sense to bench a quarterback for Tyrod Taylor.
Right. What are you going to learn?
When you have 2 wins.
Right.
Makes no sense. And it's typical Jets. It's
all right.
Jets jetting.
Eldred, you want to talk about A.D. Mitchell? What's up, Eldred? Oh, boy.
Hey, fellas, how y'all doing?
All right.
Hey, hell yeah, I'm still taking them.
You still take him? You don't care?
Attitude? Yes. Yeah, no.
All drops Mitchell. You'll take him.
No, not all drops.
That's what AD stands for.
It was pretty much all drops.
I know he dropped, but like I said, I think it's the attitude. I think he's still mad because he got traded. I don't think he had anything to say about it. But he did burn out all-star cornerback 3 times.
Twice.
He got open.
I would take him to it.
Yeah, that's true. He got open.
More than one.
But
3
that's
times,
only half the
every time.
battle. Yep.
And I would take him, but I guarantee you, if we had him and May would throw it to him, he wouldn't drop them.
Okay.
Yeah, I still take him. But my question is this. This is what scares me. I'm with you, Evan. I don't want to see the Chiefs or Baltimore in the playoffs. Not one of them. But my question is, if they blow in coverage with average teams, what they going to do against a good team? And I'll take it off the air.
Okay.
Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, that was one of my biggest takeaways from this game. Like, you don't watch the film through the prism of, was it good enough to beat Justin Fields and the Jets? Is it good enough, going to be good enough down the line? And I thought Drake May played one of his best games
I agree.
in a while. I think really, like, I thought he made one bad throw the entire night to the deep ball to Kyle Williams was underthrown, but I thought that was really his only true negative play the entire night. But defensively, they have some issues. You know, they have some coverage issues that continue to creep up every single week, and I think that what you worry about is when you get into the playoffs and you're facing a great quarterback. Will that quarterback be consistent to just kind of nickel and dime down the field on them? Because I do think that those soft zones are playing on early down, some of the man coverage stuff. They might not be hitting the explosives down the field like they were at the beginning of the year, but there's a lot of stuff underneath that's open that if you just have a quarterback that's willing to play on schedule and just kind of matriculate the ball and march the ball and can do that consistently, then they don't give a lot of resistance at times on first and second down. So I'm with Eldred. I think that there are some cracks in that foundation.
Yeah, Mike and I talked in the post-game show a little bit, and we kind of disagreed a little because we talked about the opening drive again, which has been an ongoing theme. But then, Mike was like, and then, they settled down and shut it down. And I was like, I don't think they shut it down in this game as much as you remember. And they were 3 straight 3-and-outs. We talked about this. One of those 3-and-outs included some of these drops from A.D. Mitchell. But the second half, the Jets really moved the ball every time they had it. The only time they didn't move the ball in the second half was when they fumbled on the first play. And that was just a fumbled snap. It wasn't anything the Patriots did. They moved the ball reasonably well. They scored a touchdown. They got down in scoring position and turned it over on downs inside the 10, I think. Another time, it wasn't great defense, considering the opponent. Now, you look at the numbers, and it's like whatever it was.
120 yards.
245 yards of offense. That's not good. But 8 for 14 on third down.
Yeah.
For a team that can't move the ball.
Yeah.
They haven't moved it against anybody.
I think the biggest concern that you have...
Except for Pittsburgh opening day.
The Jets went a lot of 3-by-1 in this game, and the Patriots kept Gonzo on the boundary in 3-by-1. So what the Jets were doing was they were just putting a tight end outside on Gonzo. So Gonzo was covering a tight end. And then inside the slot, their number 3 receiver was Mechie most of the time, had one of the safeties, either Hawkins or Woodson, on him and beat him 2 or 3 times. One for a touchdown.
One on a fourth
one
down.
18-yarder crossing route over the middle of the field. Similar thing kind of happened with the motion that led to one of those Mitchell drops as well. So I just, when you play man coverage, like the best man coverage teams dictate matchups. Like they say they shadow receivers and they're not going to allow safeties to get on wide receivers. They're going to say, well, if your tight end's flexed out and he's the one guy over there, then we're just going to put Gonzo inside the slot over the 3 receiver side, and we're going to put the safety over the tight end. So just trying to be better about dictating those types of matchups, because you don't want to get stuck in a position where Jalen Hawkins is trying to run across the field with Shivas this weekend in Cincinnati, and Gonzo's got Drew Sample. It just, that doesn't make logical sense.
Let's see. Mitch is in Texas. Hey, Mitch.
Hey, guys. Long-time listener. Thanks for taking my call. So my question is really, and statement is really on the run game. I know there's been, feels like the past few weeks, kind of a pessimism or negativity around the success of the run game. And I feel like, especially the past few weeks, I've really liked the balance. When you look at the attempts per game, we're 3rd in the league in attempts per game. And although we're middle of the pack in just, yards per carry, a lot of the teams, Eagles, Chiefs, Rams, are all right with us. Their consistency and ability to run, I feel like inside the 20 in the red zone has been really, really good. So just curious to hear y'all's thoughts on the success there, and I'll take my call off the air. Thanks.
Okay. It's slowly improving up a lot of the, DVOA, EPA, all that stuff is... They were 32nd in the league in the run game for a lot of the season, and now they're like 26th instead of 32nd. So it's getting somewhat better, and I think Travion Henderson's breakout's obviously a huge part of that. That's really helped.
I mean, how much do you point to 4 plays, that have helped them move it along? It's just
I mean, the numbers, like I'm not surprised to see the attempts. Is that what he? Because
they've stuck with it.
I think
through
Josh has done a
thin.
really good job of sticking with the run all year, despite the fact that they haven't had a lot of success. Because I do think there's importance to that. Evan points this out every week on certain plays that get dialed up, and the impact that it doesn't. You don't have to run effectively to run play action in different kinds of actions and stuff like that. I think Henderson has given them a little bit of juice. But really, you know, the two long runs aside in Tampa, the production hasn't really been there. I don't care. I think there's value in the attempts, and I think that's what Josh has been doing, and I think he'll continue to do that. I think he believes in it.
Yeah, it's their balance is important, and I think especially out of 12 personnel, when they put both tight ends on the field, when they can be balanced out of 12. Then in the passing game, you can come out and you can force defenses to play nickel or base against 12. And then that's when you can pass the ball out of those groupings and get those matchups. So they, will come out in 12, they'll run the ball, then they'll show the same run action, and they'll hit Hunter Henry on a crossing route for like 20 yards in the game on Thursday night. Those types of things all marry up and set each other up off of each other. If you just start abandoning the run game because it's not productive, in air quotes, and all that kind of run action stuff goes out the window.
Do you connect any of that to the elevation of Dupree, or is that as simple as somebody else was going to sign him, just like was rumored with Swinson? Like, is there any, with Hooper being concussed?
That's what I read, but I don't know that.
I don't know.
I do wonder. I kind of thought that Dupree had a chance to be elevated last week as a blocking tight end. And
Mike and I talked about it in the pregame.
I love Hunter Henry. He's not a blocker.
Yeah.
Every time they ask him to max protect, he usually gives up pressure. Now, you know the tight end's going to lose to an edge rusher, so you're just kind of hoping that he dies slowly. like that's the ideal thing. But he gave up a sack again last week in pass protection, so it can Dupree, who is a block, he's like a 260-pound tight end. Like that's his
What did
job.
you see from Ben Brown as the extra, blocker?
He had a really good down block on Henderson's second touchdown. And I think that's sort of what they're looking for there is you make like a four surface side, from center over to the tight end, and can you really get that side to cave in the line of scrimmage, down blocking so that you can pull from the backside like they did on that touchdown. That's exactly why you put the sixth offensive lineman on the field, is to draw it up like that. And then on occasion, which they did in this game once or twice, they threw it out of 6-0 line. So now you have 6 blockers, that are all offensive linemen that can help block and load up those max protect play action and take shots down the field.
The reason I asked is just because I wondered if that had something to do, they felt like, well, we don't need to elevate the guy because we're going to use Ben Brown in this role, and maybe they didn't think, I just looked at, he had 12 plays he played.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't feel like he was great in that role, and they just let's just get an actual tight end to do that. I don't know. I also think that there's a chance that Hooper's back.
Right.
But we won't know that for sure either. So
yeah, all these things are very trendy, in vogue around the NFL right now. Throwing out of heavy personnel, 6 offensive linemen, dropping back from under center, quick game from under center, and these are all things that
the Rams do a lot.
The Patriots are doing as well at a really high level and having a ton of success with it.
Did Bart Scott say it's disrespectful that Drake May is in the MVP conversation?
He did, and he said it was disrespectful to Stafford and Sam Darnold.
I believe he did say that.
He did.
He
say
said
that.
it's Chris in Santa Fe says it's like all of a sudden people don't remember how bad we were last year. The mental gymnastics from Patriots haters reminds me of the dynasty years.
I haven't really heard
why is
any
it
of that.
disrespectful?
Like, that's disrespectful to Drake May. I don't think Drake May's played great.
Right.
I don't know why that bothers Bart Scott.
Right.
But I haven't really heard the national thing. The Patriots are the national darling right now. I haven't heard any of that. The ESPN is in love with the Patriots right now.
Good old Bart Scott. That's what
He's
he
a
does.
fun
right?
quarterback
Can't
to
wait.
watch.
Yeah, Bart Scott is tapped. Let's call it. He's out of his mind.
I loved him in the 07 Ravens game, just firing the flag into the stands. Remember that?
Fed and I were there.
Sam in St. Catharines. Evan, the self-proclaimed king of the expected stats based on what should happen given historical averages in situations is now poo-pooing Paul over him expecting the Patriots to struggle in Denver based on historical outcomes for that situation. Yet he uses the same logic for wanting to play the Colts.
How did I use the same logic for wanting to play the Colts?
That they have good fortune against the Colts?
No, it's nothing to do with that. I just like Drake May in a dome. Like, I don't mean to make this about a weather thing, but like, I'll take my chances of Drake May against Daniel Jones in a playoff game, especially if you're going to put him inside.
Yeah, but they don't. Listen. The Colts are a good team.
Well, I mean, I
Are
see.
they?
Well, I see the.
I think the Colts are a good team.
They're okay.
The Patriots had some struggles at Indy too, and at various times.
Sure.
But I think I probably with Paul on this of like Denver is more the area. I think that Colts team was more the team. And
Yeah.
Peyton Manning, and I mean, of course, it's tough to play inside and it's loud and they got good fans and all that. But still, at the end of the day, it's about.
Yeah.
The
I mean, I
team
saw
there for
like
me.
Brock Osweiler beat the Patriots in Denver. I mean, he's one of the worst quarterbacks we've seen in the last 20 years, 15 years.
I don't like Denver.
Jeff in Canada, sorry, Fred. I will never root for Mahomes. First seed, whatever. I know the logic behind what you're saying, but the heart wants what it wants. The moment I turned on that game, all I could do was enjoy the terrible performance, like the pathetic pass he threw that was a pick six that was called back on a weak holding call 20 yards from the play. Listen, I get it.
That will never get old for for Patriots fans. The Chiefs don't get the calls. They get all the calls.
Well, they do.
That'll never get old.
They do.
The Chiefs punting team got called for a push in the back. Punting team.
There's two
When was the last time you saw that?
There's two rules in the NFL nowadays. Denver gets more home games, and the Chiefs get more calls.
Don't forget Buffalo.
What is Buffalo?
They get all the calls too. You gotta
Do they?
you gotta keep up with your
I'm
nonsensical
behind on that one.
tirades, Fred.
Buffalo has a home road problem, though.
Buffalo has problems. Period.
Home road problem.
They've been inconsistent all year.
Yeah, they're a weird team.
They are. And what I would worry about with Buffalo, again, I don't want to use the word afraid because I know that triggers people.
Yeah, apparently.
What worries me about Buffalo is what Mike talked about. Like, do they get to the point in the season where they see the finish line, they see what needs to be done, and they lock it in, and they take care of business. Now, that might look silly come Thursday night. They might go to Houston. The Texans' defense is excellent.
Yep.
I don't know if they can score with Buffalo, but they might not have to if it's 2017 kind of a game. And you could look at Buffalo and say, okay, that puts them 2 games behind. They're probably not going to make up 2 games.
I think the thing that worries you when you watch Buffalo is that all the trick shots that Allen has had over the last couple of years where it works.
Yeah.
A lot of those kind of playground plays are starting to not work all of a sudden. And it's just probably anecdotal and like just a this year type of thing. But like the shovel pass that he made last week.
Horrific.
Like that would have been like a first down. That would have been like a 20-yard play somehow that he pulled out of his butt. And now it's a pick. Like, and those little things.
But he pulled a touchdown out of his butt in a similar way. The one to Shavers.
The deep ball?
Where he's like running around
like
mindlessly and throwing across the field. Like,
yeah, I guess.
It giveth, it taketh.
I don't know.
That pick in the end zone, you can't say enough bad things about that.
Yeah.
It was like a 10-yard chest pass.
Yeah, how I saw it. It's kind of like the Chiefs with 1-score games too, where last year
10-0 last year, 0-5 this year.
It's not going their way.
That's why I still would respect them.
Yep.
Like they're playing good teams and they're losing these 1-score games. So you're gonna feel like, obviously, at the end of the game, if you've won, you feel fine. But like, if you were a Denver fan and that was the way the game was unfolding the other day, you think that Denver was like, we got this. When the other team, when Kansas City's got the ball in a tie game with 4 minutes left, you're like, oh,
Sean
no
Payton
problem, we got
halftime
this.
Said that the Chiefs are a first half team, so he felt pretty good about it.
Interesting.
Sean Payton at halftime.
Shots fired.
Yeah, but I hear what you're saying.
And then the Chiefs actually outplayed him in the second half.
Yeah.
Franklin and Baltimore feel like I'm one of the opposite opinion of Evan when it comes to Denver. Yeah, sure, Bo Nix is mid as hell, but that defense they have marries a hellacious pass rush with a top 5 coverage unit that makes it hell on any quarterback trying to function. We've already seen Mays play falter a bit these past 2 games against teams with a decent pass rush. Denver's, in comparison, is a completely different animal. Honestly, they're the only team I feel which poses a significant matchup problem against the Patriots offense.
Apparently, a lot of things I said triggered people today. Because,
you're doing your job.
I hear what you're saying about Denver's defense. It's 100% legitimate. Their pass rush, especially, is extremely legitimate. Probably one of the best pass rushes in the last couple of years based off of some of the metrics. I'm sorry. A lot of what we're seeing, I think, with a lot of these teams, and I guess you could put the Patriots in there too, is like I know it's going to drive people nuts. The metrics do not back up the record. Like a lot of these teams like Baltimore, Kansas City that actually have worse records, they feel like over the long run are eventually going to be better than a lot of these teams like the Patriots, Broncos, Colts. Now, what I like about the Patriots is I trust their coach and their quarterback more than I trust these other teams. I don't trust Daniel Jones and Shane Steichen in a playoff game. Not yet. And I know that May hasn't done it, but Vrabel has. And I trust their talent. I trust May's talent. I don't trust Bo Nix in a playoff game. And maybe he proves me wrong, and maybe he has these great fourth quarters or these great drives in the fourth quarter, whatever you want to call it. But I take my chances. I have the better quarterback, and I think I'd have the better head coach.
All right. Listen, holidays are coming. If you're looking for gifts for that special someone, go to Brunt Workwear. Why not? They're the official sponsor of New England Patriots and Gillette Stadium Field Crew. The stuff is comfortable, durable, and named after the real workers in the trades that helped design it. You can even try Brunt out on the job, and it doesn't blow you away. You can send it back. Save $10 on your first order at bruntworkwear.com/Pats or with coupon code PATS. They came out with some black work boots, which were limited edition, though. I almost jumped on them, but I said,
Rivalry
I
boots or something?
don't need that. All right. We'll be right back after this. More arguing coming up. Whether you're in the game or betting on the game, you'll need a game plan. DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the New England Patriots, provides you with everything you need to build your personal betting game plan so you can get in on all the action while practicing safe bets. Visit DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming to learn more about all the safe betting tools DraftKings has to offer. Hope is here, 800-327-5050 or gamblinghelplinema.org. Must be 21 plus. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com. Physically present in Massachusetts. See DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources.
Isn't it time to get exactly what you want? Welcome to Red Hot Deal Days from Verizon, where you get your pick of our best deals. Like My Plan, where you can pick the perks you want and save on every one. For limited time, bring your own phones to a Verizon store and you can get My Plan for our best price ever. Get exactly what you want in your phone plan and only pay for what you need. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today and get My Plan. These deals won't last. It's your Verizon.
With FedEx One Rate, you can ship to your student for a simple, predictable flat rate. Send a box full of home-baked treats that say, "Your father and I miss you." Or send a box full of instant noodles that says, "Your father and I would like you to stop asking us for money." Either way, one rate fits all. FedEx One Rate. 2-day shipping, one flat rate. Starting at $14.50. Visit FedEx.com/OneRate for details. Exclusions apply.
If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right.
DraftKings is all about responsible gaming. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction.
Hey guys, how are you? Good. How are you? Great. Heard Karen's doing a civic duty. So if you got something.
I'll kick things off.
Okay.
With Milton Williams going on IR, I'm just curious how you feel about the depth behind him and just which guys you're kind of expecting to step up.
Well, the same guys that I think have been playing. Eric Gregory played in the game for the first time. I thought he battled and is continuing to improve on the practice squad, or excuse me, in the show team stuff and practice. And, you know, we'll hopefully get Josh back. And I would say that, you know, Farms is doing a great job as well on the show team and is ready to go in there at any point. So I think we're okay there as far as the depth. And, you know, we'll just have to keep working, keep moving along.
How much is building the bench this defense, you know, for the first 10 or 12 weeks?
You know, we won't have Milt, you know, so for the foreseeable future, he'll work hard to get back, you know, so that's really where our focus is not so much as a reflection as it is just focusing on how do we get the guys ready to perform and continue to improve. I think the thing we're trying to get everybody to understand is how much this is progress league and to be able to improve as the season goes on. And so we'll have to do that without Milt, who's one of our contributors, and he's a big part of what we've done, but we'll have to do it without him here for a few weeks.
I know with the inevitable domino effect that might occur, does this maybe change your thinking when it comes to using a guy like Tonga on special teams as well as offense?
Well, those are things we have to consider, but it's also, we have to do everything that we can do to try to put the pieces together to help us win. And I know that, we just have to be able to play the game and put the guys where we expect them to. And any sort of injury can occur on any play at any point in time in football. So every play is critical. More block kicks this past week, and on and on and on. So we have to, make sure that the 11 guys out there are the ones that give us the best chance. And in those critical situations, and kicking field goals and extra points is a critical situation.
What have you seen from Braden Swinson on the practice squad?
He's worked hard. He's improved. I think he's worked hard in the weight room, and those, changing his body and getting stronger, and learning special teams, and doing a good job there. Give us a great look, and those guys, coaches have done a great job of improving a lot of those guys, and hopefully getting them ready here for when they have to play.
Mike, on him, is this the time of year where you got to protect your guys you want to keep working with, and you've spent time with like him, developing, because other teams can come on your practice squad guys and try to take them away?
There's some of that. And again, it's also about opportunity and when we feel like they're ready for it and when they've earned it. And, in that case, I think Braden has. So we'll have to evaluate what he can do and how he can help us and get him ready to go.
With Ramondre and Kayshawn, we saw them practice it during the short week that they ultimately didn't play on Thursday. Do you have any update on them as it concerns heading into this week?
I would expect them to be out there Wednesday, and then again we'll monitor how that goes. To me, when you come back, it's just about the volume and handling what their normal volume would be. And can they obviously, do their job up to what we expect and what they expect it to be, and being able to protect themselves out there.
Mike, just as sort of a follow from the game, knowing you guys have moved on from it, but you might see some mobile quarterbacks. You are going to see some mobile quarterbacks down the line here. How helpful maybe is it just to have that film now, having played Fields and some of the design quarterback?
Yeah, I think it's always just to understand how fast they are and recreate the speed of a player like that. That's hard. Whether that's the design plays or the quarterback play extensions that turn into chunk yardage. So, there's a lot to that, to the run game and where those numbers get, moved around, the mobile quarterback. And so, we'll have to play the run much better, obviously moving forward. Brown's a great back, makes a lot out of nothing sometimes, and cracks in his burst and his contact balance. So he's been fun to watch. So we'll have to do a great job this week, but certainly being able to see some of those quarterback runs and understand how quickly they can get on the edge. And there weren't the ones that are critical are the down in the goal line when they're it's 3-yard gain as a touchdown, not a 2nd and 7.
How have you seen Del Pettis grow in this system since the spring, and also how has he maximized the opportunities he's gotten in games?
Del continues to work hard and to work on communication, and core special teams player for us, and learning multiple positions in the defense, back end, working down as the dime sometimes in sub and in 2-minute. And it's been good to see him take advantage of the opportunities. Showed up, made some plays, and working hard on all the little things that we give him each and every week.
Coach, when you have a few days off like you guys did this weekend, would you rather both players and staff get away from the game completely or still kind of be engaged?
Look, whatever gets us back to neutral and be able to move forward and prepare, and stay on our conditioning and, but, it's a long stretch of games that we just had. And, I think that the energy is great right now where we're at, coming back in here on a Monday and meeting and getting all those things reviewed and working out. And so those will be good stuff.
We'd seen Vidarian previously be like the extra tight end in some packages. Ben Brown got that opportunity. What led to him getting those, and what did you think of his performance?
What led, and same thing that leads to every coach's decision. It's about the trust that you have in the player. He knows what to do, and Vidarian's right there, ready to go. And went with Ben. Ben's done a little bit earlier in the season. Carolina, I think maybe, or he played guard. They've both been repping it, and just decided to go with Ben. And, I know Vidarian's, ready to go as well.
Mike, earlier in the season, I had asked you.
And now, great moments in history.
If you say he's a friend of Eric,
Yes.
isn't that proper? Isn't a friend of Eric's redundant?
Yes.
If he belongs to Eric, that's what the of means. It's possessive.
Yep.
So why do we
That's a
need
good one.
of Eric's?
That's a good one. Like you don't have
Eric's
to,
friend.
Eric's friend would be proper, but if you say he's a friend of Eric, that's also proper, no?
Yes. But a lot of people say a
would
friend
say
of
he's
Eric's.
a friend of Eric's.
Right.
Now,
Yeah,
I don't
hear
know
that a
that I'm
lot.
right. I don't know that I'm right about that
Right.
one, so I'm not being all
It should be
snarky.
friend of Eric.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how that's how I would write it.
This is a grammar deep dive in
Yes.
AP Perillo
Yep.
English.
I know
very
you,
specific.
I know you just got on a blog and just wrote on your own. Some of us had to go to college and learn how to do it.
Perfect.
Ooh, elitism.
Not a very good one, but
That's another great moment from
All right, back here on Patriots Unfiltered. 855-PATS-500 is the hotline. Podcast at patriots.com is the email address. Yuri in Brazil wants to know, where else can I listen to Paul Perillo talk? I know he's at Felger and Maz once a week, and I listen to them every time he's on the show. Please let me know where else I can listen to the Big White Snark's opinion in other places besides being called sunshine.com.
Yeah, catch them on PP and the Deuce.
Well,
every morning.
If you're a local, any library, you could just,
you could book him to speak to
your. Because he does the library tour.
Yeah, that's funny. The library season is coming up.
Yeah. Yeah. That and any of the awards, youth sport award banquets, the rubber chicken.
I think people would enjoy just coming in, hanging out in our little bullpen when Paul comes in and holds court.
Maybe we should put a camera in there.
I know, like a little one of those.
That's
what
where the
was said
real
in the bullpen
opinions
today.
come
This is
out.
where the real
though.
opinions come out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say this on air, but those kind. Not just Paul. I'm saying all of us.
Well, that's what Fred. I say that to
unfiltered,
Fred, and then
unfiltered.
Fred says it on air.
Right.
That's the difference.
Can't be trusted.
Like Fred, that was in the cone of silence in the press box. We're not supposed to bring that on the air.
Gotta be
Don't
careful.
take that out
He
of
gets
the
on
locker room.
FU, Fred Unfiltered, and he just let it all fly.
FU.
There you go. Jeremiah, I understand everyone's concerned about playing in Denver, and I think they are
Not
extremely
Evan.
valid. But I have to agree with Evan, who I'd rather see in the playoffs. I usually think quarterbacks and head coaches are the biggest factors in playoff games, and I would rather see the mid QB who hasn't won a playoff game than see a 3-time Super Bowl champ, despite our team's history in Denver.
How far do you think Drake May could throw the ball in Denver? Because I think he could
Wait a
probably
minute.
throw it like
Which
75
one is which?
yards.
That's a good-
I didn't
that's a
get
good
that.
one. What though?
Who's the three? I mean, neither quarterback would have won a playoff game.
Oh, Bo Nix, I think, right?
Yeah.
Who he's referring to?
He's talking about Bo Nix.
But then he was talking about a 3-time champ.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought we were talking about Denver and the Patriots. We
No,
were
no,
talking
no,
about
no,
Denver
no.
and Kansas City.
Right.
My bad.
Yeah.
I even watching.
I got lost in that
Some
one.
of the pregame before that Denver game, I was looking at that stadium. I'm like, ugh, I don't like that place. Like I don't know, bad juju there for me. It's also like my own experience when we played Air Force in college back in my day. But like we got off the plane and we went to pregame skate. I couldn't feel my feet. I'm like, what is going on here? Like it's
easy low ride.
I mean, I know I'm not a professional athlete.
I was there a couple of years ago in Christmas, and I was like, it's fine. Like
walking around.
Yeah, I was like, I
drinking
mean,
Starbucks.
granted, like I'm not playing in the game, which I said multiple
Granted,
times.
I'm not doing physical activity.
But
I'm not tired at all.
yeah, but I was
What's
like,
the big deal?
I don't know. This altitude thing doesn't really bother me.
All right, let's get to
got
the
better
hotline. Robert's in Seattle. Hey, Robert. Hello, Robert.
Robert.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right, I got a quick scenario I heard on First Things First yesterday about the Chiefs missing the playoffs. There's a scenario where Broncos and the Chargers played last week of the season, and the Chargers currently hold the tiebreaker over the Chiefs. And there could be a scenario where Sean Payton rests all the starters and lets the Chargers win to knock the Chiefs out of the playoffs. What are your guys' thoughts on this?
Yeah, well, tiebreaker doesn't matter until they play twice.
We'll see.
So if the Chargers beat the Chiefs again, then it'll be a moot point. But assuming the Chiefs beat the Chargers, they will no longer have that head-to-head tiebreaker thing. That's another reason why tiebreaker talk in the middle of the season is somewhat irrelevant. Now, if you want to talk about like specific non-divisional teams, like Kansas City lost to Jacksonville. Those are two teams that could be fighting for the 7th spot. That tiebreaker is relevant. Jacksonville has the head-to-head. That's not going to change. They only played once. If they tie, Jacksonville has the edge. You know what I'm saying? That's different than
that's in cement.
Teams are going to play again. Like right now, the Patriots beat Buffalo the first time.
I was just about to ask you this. What kind of lead? What would you call the Patriots' current lead in the AFC?
A game and a half.
Right. Which I thought was like common sense.
No. It's 2 games if you listen to Tony Romo. But it's not.
It's a game and a half.
It's a game and a half.
This is literally just baseball.
Right.
Like it's a game and a half.
And if Buffalo were to win Thursday night, heading into Sunday, it would be a 1-game lead.
Right.
You know,
yes.
To me, if the Patriots lose the second game, that tiebreaker's gone. Now, the Patriots would still have an edge. I talked about this last week, too, because of the division record.
Right.
Buffalo losing to Miami was enormous, not just for the fact that Buffalo lost, but they lost in the division.
Right.
That would mean the Patriots probably are going to have the tiebreaker over Buffalo, provided that they beat the Jets in Miami in the last 2 games of the season. Even if they lose to Buffalo, they will have that tiebreaker edge with the division record.
Mm-hmm.
So now you just have to make sure you stay at least tied.
There you go.
That's why the whole Milton Williams timeline.
Mm.
I do wonder if like they were actually more concerned about him being back for the Dolphins and Jets, because that's going to be probably a hat and t-shirt game at that point, and you get him back, plays a game or two, get him, back up to speed for the playoffs, and then you're into the playoffs.
Okay. Thanks, Robert. Let's go to Patty in Agawam. Hey, Patty.
Afternoon, gents. What's going on?
Hey.
So, talking about playoff seeding and who we might play. I remember back in the day, back in the Dynasty 1.0, I used to listen to a lot of EEI. Sorry, Fred, I didn't know about Patriots.com back then. But I would say it would be like split. Fans would be worried about having to play teams like the Colts or the Titans or the Steelers. And I always had the mindset of not necessarily iron sharpens iron, but don't you want to play the best competition? Because what do you really learn about yourself if you have to play like a
I want to win
2
titles.
games? Yeah, I want to win titles too, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, when they played Tim Tebow's Broncos and had a bye to the AFC Championship game, I had no problem with that. When they played like that terrible Pittsburgh team, I think the year they played Baltimore in the division round, they had the war with Baltimore. Then they played that awful Steelers team in the championship the next week. Or was it the Colts? Was it the Colts?
14.
Yeah. That was Nate Solder caught a touchdown pass. I think.
That was the Deflategate game. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Give me the Colts any day. Any day.
Yeah.
I know. I hear what you're saying, Paul, and I agree. I just want to win titles.
Yeah.
I don't care who we play. But at the same time, when we go back and we look at, the double buys, we laugh at them. And
no, I know, because we won titles.
I know, no.
That's why we laugh.
We laugh at the games themselves as pushovers. And then you look back at those years where you had to beat Pittsburgh and go to Pittsburgh and beat Pittsburgh, and you look more fondly on those games than you did like Jacksonville.
Yeah, but that's knowing I won.
I know, but like
if I win, I would rather have beaten the best teams. Like the very first one in 2001, they were the number 2 seed. They played the 3 seed in the divisional round, the 1 seed in the championship, and the 1 seed from the NFC in the Super Bowl. You can't get much more difficult than that.
Right.
Yeah. but they won. So like, wouldn't you have rather said, "Geez, it's too bad. It's too bad the Jets didn't upset Pittsburgh, so we could have an easier way if we had lost the Tuck Bowl."
I just
Tuck Bowl
remember
game.
when the Broncos, the Tebow Broncos, beat the Steelers in the wild card round. I celebrated like the Patriots had won a game, like because you knew. You just that was
when the Tim Tebow game?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Demaryius Thomas. Yeah,
Demaryius Thomas in overtime.
We talked about it before. In '96,
R.I.P.
I'll never forget when Denver lost. They were the front runner, and you didn't have to go not just play them, but you didn't have to go to Denver, and you end up having a home game.
Can you imagine how nervous I got? Because you won't remember this, but that was a Saturday game that the Broncos lost to the Jaguars, and the Patriots didn't play till Sunday. I was like, just like Fred's talking about, the Broncos are out. The Broncos are out. Now I get nervous. Now are we going to beat Pittsburgh? You get worried about it. But yeah, sign me up for the easiest route. As long as I get there. Now if I'm guaranteed to win, sure, I'll take the tougher route.
Or win 6, where like you can have each one go a little bit of a different. Like when you win 6 of them, you can say, oh, well, this one might have been better than that one, but like let's just get Mike Vrabel and Drake May a Super Bowl. I don't really care. How
that's what I was going to say because I don't really look back on the Super Bowls and think much about the path to get to those Super Bowls. Like 2014 is probably my favorite one, but I couldn't really.
You never watched
tell you
3
much.
Games to Glory?
I own all of them, Fred. You know this. But I don't look when I reflect upon my favorite Super Bowl. I don't think, 14, but they, just housed the Colts, like that. But I don't remember anything about like that Colts AFC Championship. But when you talk about like Tennessee in 2003 and an MVP, and then you talk about Pitt, like I remember those games. So
but that's
maybe there is something to be said. That,
you remember the Baltimore
those are good
game?
Games and
because it was close. If it was a close game, you'd remember it.
Yeah. That's the case. That's probably why I can't remember any
like
recent Patriot
like
games.
The Houston games, you don't remember, right?
Oh God, like
the Broncos Iowa Houston games.
Oh yeah, right. Like a Deion Lewis kickoff return. But that's about it. But like I could almost go blow for blow on like the 2003 AFC Championship against Peyton Manning with Ty Law picking out passes left and right. Like you just.
But can you go blow for blow of the 2005 divisional round at Denver that you lost?
Oh, unfortunately.
Probably not.
No, and probably not.
It was still a touchback.
But you probably can't go blow for blow in that game.
No, but I will say that's a game's an outlier for me because that's like one of the most impactful games I feel like on me sitting here right now because like that game bugged me so much that it just like sparked me into whole new territory of like wondering about the Patriots and covering football and all that stuff.
It was a touchback. It was a blatant. I think that was like
absolutely.
That was comeuppance from the Tuck rule.
Yeah.
They're like, well, you got the break in 2001, so now we're gonna go the other way.
They couldn't have us continue winning like that.
No,
they didn't have it that day anyway. I mean, that was that game. You could
maybe they might not want to throw a 108-yard interception. You wouldn't have had that happen.
Paul.
Just saying,
Stuff
Brady
happens.
was great and all, but that was a horrific play.
Vinny in Vegas. What's up, Vinny?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
All right.
Hey, I apologize if you guys have already spoken extensively about the defense, but I just started listening right now. Don't get me wrong. I am very excited about the year, and I think no matter what happens from now on, we can consider this a successful year, even with the new expectations. But I do think that our defense is going to be eventually a downfall. I don't think that, we made some bad quarterbacks look pretty good. We don't take the ball away. We don't pressure the quarterbacks at what will be considered a high rate. I think Carlton Davis has been underwhelming, and I think Gonzo has been all right, but I don't think he's been great. I just think eventually, like I said, it's going to catch up to us. Our defense is just okay, nothing great.
Yeah, I mean,
thanks, Vinny.
Yeah, most of the stats.
We're not perfect.
Most of the stats would agree with Vinny.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're I think they're 28th right now in DVOA on defense. Like most of the metrics and even some of the eye test, I would say that would agree. Now, every week I think it's going to come and bite them in the butt. And every week they give up an opening drive touchdown, and then they give up no points for 2 quarters. So eventually you're going to play a team that maybe is better. But I just watched Tampa Bay go up and down the field in Buffalo against the Bills, and different kind of game, different type of situation. But they didn't do that against the Patriots defense. Now, they had some success, but they didn't put 33 points up on the Patriots defense. So I don't know. Every week I think it's going to be that week that they're going to the chickens are going to come home to roost. And every week I look up in the fourth quarter and it's 17, 20, 21 points. So maybe it won't.
In some ways, it's almost the same thing as like the run game we were just talking about, where a handful of plays kind of change how you think about it. And I think some of the defense in that way too. Like there's, a handful of defensive plays over the course of this season that have dramatically impacted games. But, on a down-to-down basis, I don't know how great the running game is. And on a down-to-down basis, I don't know how great the defense is. I mean, a lot of what Vinny just said, it's you just wonder if a team is going to come out and really not blank after that first drive and score and then score again. And, and I at least like the Patriots' chances with Drake May to keep pace now with that. Like that, if that was, Mac Jones was still the quarterback, you'd be like death sentence. Like, so I still think that they're going to be able to get into some of those back and forth kind of games, but I get it, and I think that's, and that goes back to the Jamar Chase. I want to learn truth, you know.
Do they have the ability, like if a team comes out that has a good offense that's willing to be aggressive on first and second down and just actually throw the ball? Because what's happening right now is that first down happens, then they get into these second downs, and teams are running the ball on second and down against the Patriots, and the Patriots' run defense has been really, really good. So now, they might get 5-6 yards on first down, then they get 0 yards on second down, and then all of a sudden you're playing a third and medium. Mm-hmm. And that's just been the pattern all year long. Mm-hmm. So if one of these teams, whoever in the playoffs, if you just go into this game and you say, you know what, we're probably going to throw it 45 times, and that we're not really going to be able to run much on these guys. We're not going to get into second and long and run the ball and turn it into third and long automatically. We're going to throw the ball on first and second down aggressively. Do the Patriots have the ability to stop it?
Dink and dunk, middle of the field.
Right.
Like Brady be a tough matchup for this team.
And I think people are just worried. I mean, partly because that's what we do as fans. We worry. But they haven't really faced, really only two teams that had the ability to do what Evan's talking about. Like Justin Fields isn't going to be able to do that. Dylan Gabriel can't do that. Cam Ward can't do that, what he just talked about. But Baker Mayfield probably could have, and we know Josh Allen can. Those are the two games that I thought the defense played the best, considering who they were, considering the opponent. Right. Buffalo turned it over 3 times and had 11 penalties. Tampa didn't do that stuff. They stopped Tampa. They held them to 23, without, a lot of, self-inflicted wounds by I think Buffalo held itself to 20. I think Tampa, the Patriots, stopped. Yeah. Now, you can make an argument Tampa isn't that kind of offense, but to Evan's point, the next week on the road, they put 10 more points up on Buffalo than they scored against you. So, and it was on the road.
Yep.
So they're more than capable of having those kinds of games. I think that's what people worry about. What would this defense look like if they had to play these teams more frequently? And you're going to see more of those in the playoffs.
When you get to second and medium or long against this defense, every single time a team runs the ball on 2nd and 10 against the Patriots, I'm like, thank you, just bring the punter out, because you're not going to be able to run the football effectively. So second down and long becomes third and long, and now the Patriots have a chance to get off the field. So what happens when second and long becomes a pass? And it's Josh Allen dropping back to pass on second down. Do you even get to third down?
Right.
And those are the things that worry you about the defense.
Nick in Boston writes in. He says, I agree with Fred about the rivalry uniforms. I love them. Are we ever going to wear them again? Once per year? What's the plan? Well, I know they're going to wear them once a year for the next 3 years. Whether or not they wear them more than that, I think the league has to allow for that. So
will they always be at home when you wear them?
I don't know. Probably.
So did you guys the uniforms the Rams wore?
Yeah.
Were those considered? I really liked those.
Yeah, blackout.
I really liked with those, but the blue
it just wasn't
and I really liked the helmet.
Black
too.
helmets. There just didn't seem to be much pomp and circumstance around.
Well, it's during the day. Ours was at night. Yeah. Also, shout out to Tom E. Curran, who 2 weeks into the season quadrupled down in his take that he would draft J.J. McCarthy over Drake May because he was more pro-ready and had a better arm in processing. I saw people getting on Tom, but that was week 2. So what does he think now?
Well,
Evan,
he also would have drafted.
You're keeping the receipts. What is
yeah, but I try not to do it. I like Tom, so I don't want to make this a whole thing because
you never know. He could just headbutt you in the locker room.
I don't want to do that. But he's been a J.J. McCarthy guy.
Yeah.
But what does he think now? Would he still take McCarthy over?
Well, he would have drafted McCarthy, and that's all that matters.
Okay, you wouldn't have drafted him at all.
McCarthy?
Yeah.
No. Zach Wilson 2.0? No, thank you.
Okay.
But I that was what he thought at the time of the draft. That's all.
If you do this job long enough, you're probably going to have some bad days.
Of course.
You know, if you have any kind of
100%.
ability to stand.
The question is, are you willing to change your mind?
See, I agree with Fred.
Yeah.
If he would still take J.J. McCarthy, then
stubborn.
Then I gotta-
you're just being stubborn.
Yeah.
But I don't think you would.
Yeah. Max
Tom's
in
been doing it for
Atlanta.
a long time.
I know we should have an advantage with Burrow, Hendrickson, and Chase all out for Cincinnati, but I do wonder
It's only the three best players.
what we do about Higgins. Would you be willing to hire an intern to go piss off T. Higgins enough to spit on him before Sunday's game? Obviously, Gonzalez could eliminate Higgins from the stats sheet, but I'd prefer going against a completely toothless Bengal, since a Bengal with one tooth would look weird. Okay.
I do think it's interesting. And I put this out on Twitter last night. Do you use Carlton Davis with, do you double T. Higgins and then put Gonzo on Yoshivas? Or do you put Gonzo on Higgins and Davis on Yoshivas? I think there's an argument to be made to double Higgins with Davis, who I think is stylistically, it's a decent matchup for Davis.
I agree.
And then you can put Gonzo on Yoshivas, who's not Jamar Chase, but he's not slouch. Yoshivas can.
No, he's had a decent year for them.
Is a solid player. He doesn't get a ton of targets, which is, because of those two-headed monsters.
He averages over 13 yards a catch on the
Yeah.
season, as you said, as the third banana.
It's the whole, double the
ideal,
number
Marcus.
one, and you put Gonzo on an island with Yoshivas. I don't know which way I would probably lean towards that way, but that's just me.
Well, can they scheme it up too and try to get Higgins or Yoshivas on Marcus Jones somehow? And that's
Right.
That's a size mismatch too.
Well, that's the concern, and that's why I feel like you have to go into this game with matchups. Like
what if
Davis has Higgins?
What did Pittsburgh do to limit the
Two high
Bengals'
safeties.
points?
Everybody's playing two high safeties because Joe Flacco's a statue. So you put the two high safeties up top. You put one over.
Everybody's
Higgins.
doing it, but they were scoring points up to that point.
I
Yeah.
just think it was a funny
Pressure.
game.
Until really this past week.
There was a lot of wind in Pittsburgh that affected the game.
wind.
I think also Flacco Tomlin has a lot of experience going against Flacco.
Okay.
He hasn't always played well in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And it was kind of a funny game. Like, it's 20-12. They're driving. He throws the pick to Kyle Duggar.
Yeah.
For a pick six, goes like 70 yards for a touchdown. If you go in there and it's 20-18 at the worst, it's probably game on. Instead, it's 27-12. The game's over.
Yeah.
And then I think the last touchdown was a fumble return for a touchdown.
Do we have an early weather report for Cincinnati?
It's supposed to be mild.
Mild.
Yeah, like
50s?
like low 50s, high 40s, but
No wind?
yeah, I don't think so. I don't know. I didn't look the wind,
But I wonder also if this is kind of Flacco has done this where he comes back, he's good for a few
Sure.
weeks, and then, he's 40.
Yep.
So he kind of runs out of gas a little bit. Maybe that was the beginning of the end.
I kind of thought the tide was turning. The two high safety thing, the splits are ridiculous. Because if you put one safety up top, then you can only help to Higgins or Chase. You can't help to both guys. So when you put the two high safeties up top, then both guys have an umbrella over them, and they can't hit the ball down the field. You usually don't want to play two high safeties against a mobile quarterback, because then there's nobody left for the quarterback. So then the guy's just going to run all over the place. But he ain't mobile.
He can't run.
He can't go anywhere. So you just put the safeties up top. You double both Higgins and Chase with the safeties. You rush four, and then you have. I thought the Jets towards the end of that game, even though the Bengals scored a lot of points early in that game, by the end of that game, the Jets kind of figured that out and were starting to kind of bracket both guys and forcing the ball out.
Chicago kind of did the same thing after the Bears scored the Loveland touchdown, but they kind of shut it down.
Yeah, so the Jets,
they gave up a lot of points, but the
Jets, I felt like kind of put their fourth quarter, kind of put a blueprint a little bit out there, and then Pittsburgh played 71% of the game out of two high safeties and completely shut down the Bengals. So I think that's really what it's looking at, but I don't know if you need to do that necessarily if it's just Higgins. I don't know if you need to put that many resources in coverage.
Sean's in Vancouver. Hey, Sean.
Hey, so there's been a lot of talk about KC in the playoffs. They're 5-5. They've lost to Jacksonville, to Buffalo, the third in the division. They have a tough schedule. I don't.
They have one of the easiest schedules remaining.
Well, they still play like 3 tough games. Like it's not as easy as the Patriots. But I mean, I don't think unless they win out, I don't even know if they're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean they might not. They have 5 losses. My guess is they'll end up with at least 10 wins and get in.
10, I don't know will do it. Not being third in that division. And maybe the Chargers will completely fall apart. But
Why? I mean, 3 made it last year from that division. Why can't they do it again?
Well, because Patriots are the team that's probably going to win the East. That's why, and Buffalo's still there. So there's just not enough space. I mean, if they win 10 wins, what's Jacksonville going to do? I mean, they're probably going to win 10 as well.
Who do you think would have a better chance of winning 10, Jacksonville or Kansas City?
At this point, Jacksonville, because they have more wins.
Okay.
I mean,
I would bet on Kansas City if I had to bet money. I'm not allowed to do that, but I would have more faith in the stretch drive with Patrick Mahomes than Trevor Lawrence.
And
games that you have to win, I would have more faith in Kansas City winning games that you have to win.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But last year, I mean, just last year, all 3 of those teams from the AFC West made the playoffs. So I don't know why that would be so out of the ordinary to happen again. Plus, I think the Chargers are trending the other way because their offensive line is just completely in shambles. And I don't even think Justin Herbert has a chance to make it through the season.
So when you're making a point to a caller, why do you always look at Deuce?
Because I thought we were just talking about it now.
No, I know, but
I'm listening.
I love Sean. Sean knows I love him.
No, I know. I'm just wondering. I just find it curious.
Sean's one of the all-time greats. He's on the Mount Rushmore of
Do you
callers.
transpose the caller's head on Deuce?
No, we're just talking about it. But I mean, just like I asked Sean what he thought. He thought Jacksonville. So I'm looking to Mike to see what maybe would.
What do you think, idiot?
What do you guys think? I would put my money on Kansas City over Jacksonville.
I would too, but I think that's going to be an interesting game this weekend against Indy.
Thanks, Sean.
Good barometer for where Cincinnati.
But let's just say they lose
Kansas
it.
City's at home.
Like, I don't put 11 wins off the table for them. Like they've done this before. Like.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
When they're eliminated, then I will no longer be concerned with the Chiefs.
I think they concern everybody because they're just they're the team right now that, like Brady and Patriots, until they're dead.
Like going into the 19 playoffs, that team stunk. Like down the stretch, they were not good.
Patriots,
yeah. Did you think they were going to beat Tennessee here in the wild card round? I did.
I wonder that.
I did.
I don't remember.
I did, and
I did too.
I also still believed in Santa Claus back then. So like, I guess
I'd like to think that I didn't.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's still Brady.
It's still Brady.
It's still the Patriots.
I think I remember saying there's no way they lose this game.
It's funny you bring that up, Paul, because I was actually at some point recently looking back at that game, and I was wondering that exact thing because it was, my first year. I still was, kind of used to more being on the outside of it, and that was a tumultuous season, and it certainly dented my faith a little bit in what the team was going to be able to do, but. At the same time, I don't know if it had been beaten out of me yet. Well, it's Bill and Tom. Come on. I don't know. I'd love to go back and look and see what I really felt about that.
Well,
game.
after 18, how could you? I mean, that's where I keep going back to with Kansas City. Is if you had told me after the Miami Miracle that team was going to win the Super Bowl in 2018, I would have said you were crazy. We were having obits on the after that game on the season and on the dynasty. That it was over. I just wonder if Kansas City is just at that point now where they're just let's just get to the dance.
Yeah.
Let's get in the dance. And then we have Patrick Mahomes and we have Andy Reid. We have Travis Kelce and Chris Jones, and we'll figure it out.
I'm kind of looking at them a little like the 09 Patriots. I don't think this is the year for them. You want to talk big picture, where they're going, where they're headed, what their ceiling is. I don't think this is it for them. I think they have too many flaws. It starts to me with that right tackle who is completely and utterly incompetent. Is it Juwan Taylor?
Yes.
I always say the wrong name. He can't line up. He can't line up because he has no faith in his ability. I mean, there's a reason why he's always in the backfield, because he's cheating, because he can't block straight up. That completely, when I watch them play, they move the ball, and then he either gets sacked or forced to throw the ball away at some point to end a drive. And it's almost always at some point where he can't contain the guy in front of him.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I have a lot of respect for Andy Reid. I don't know why they haven't figured that out to find somebody who can play better than him, but they haven't. And they have too many. They have too many holes.
Well, it's how do you discern though between, because there were plenty of years I'm sure you felt the Patriots just didn't have it that year. 09 is a famous
09
one.
was one.
How do you differentiate though between the Chiefs don't have it this year, or the Ravens just don't have it this year, the Bills don't just, or they're going to turn it on when they need to. You know, and
See,
that's.
but I'll give you another year that I didn't think the Patriots had it. And damn, they almost did. Was 06.
Mm-hmm.
They just weren't that good.
Yeah.
But for not, you look up and they're beating a 14-2 team on the road in the playoffs, and then they have a 21-3 lead in the AFC Championship game that obviously they couldn't hold on to. But I think that was a very similar. Well, they pumped in the flu.
They pumped in the flu and the noise.
The flu. They gave the whole team the flu.
They put it in the Gatorade.
Well,
that and asking
Rodney
Eric
Harrison,
Alexander to cover Dallas Clark, that might have had a problem.
But Rodney Harrison.
But the question is like, Mahomes' timeline, is where you are, like 06, 09 timeline for Brady.
Yeah.
But the rest of the team ain't. Like, Andy Reid's 68 years old. You know, Travis Kelce's if he's not gonna retire at the end of this year, he's retiring.
Right.
Soon.
Kelce's done.
Chris Jones, I think, is also starting to be closer to done.
Sure.
As well. So
well, listen, they're not going to fall off the cliff, but it's a gradual decline.
But my point
I
is,
think it's going to be very similar to the Patriots.
But-
and all of a sudden, because I agree with everything Evan
I
just
just
said
don't know
about
if it will
Kelce.
be because of the age of Reed. So they're gonna have to. They're gonna need a new head coach.
Yeah, they might have to do that.
The good thing and it's kind of happening now too, is that Bill and Brady, age-wise, lined up perfectly that they both could be here for 20 years. That's not going to happen with Mahomes and Andy Reid.
It's a good point.
Well, they need,
so who does
Mahomes is going to outlast Reid.
Right.
That's a good point.
They need the Gronk draft.
Well,
they need to
but that's
find that number
what I was
one
getting
guy,
at. Look at the last couple of years. It's guys like Brock Bowers and Sam Laporta and like Holston Loveland, Tyler Warren. They
Good
need
players.
need one of those guys in the next draft, like in the first round, maybe even.
Not a great tight end draft.
Okay, I don't care. Someone will be really good.
The kid in Oregon's pretty good.
Someone will be really good. They need to. Evan's right. They're
find that guy.
They need to. They need to stop relying on Kelce because he actually had a pretty good game the other day, but he ain't got it anymore. He can't be that guy for them anymore.
It's literally.
But
Kelce,
it can change
Juju,
like that.
Tyquan Thornton, Xavier Worthy is a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
Rasheed Rice is back, but it's not.
But Rice was terrible the other day, and he's a better player than that.
Yeah, but
he was invisible in that game.
It would be one thing if they were just the 09 Patriots that just needed to turn the roster over around Brady and Belichick, but they might need a new coach.
No,
too.
your point about the coach is a good one, and that does differentiate. That's a good point.
So,
really good point.
Is it Bill Walsh to George Seifert and the beat just keeps going on, or is it
Bill to Gerard Mayo?
George Seifert was closer to Gerard Mayo than
if it's Matt Nagy?
Going back to the Thursday night games and teams with multiple ones, Dan from Maine says that the Bills, Seahawks, Rams, Dolphins, Broncos, and Eagles have 2. The Cowboys have 4?
Well, the Cowboys played opening day, which doesn't, to me, count as a Thursday night game.
I
despite
agree.
the fact that it's played on Thursday
No,
night.
I agree with that.
But they also play on Thanksgiving, and then they play 2 other
That's what he
Thursday
said.
night
He had
games.
4.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
3. I agree with you. The first one doesn't count, but even 3 is too many.
Yeah, they have to play on Thanksgiving because they're,
Right.
Detroit and
Apparently
Dallas
they
play
have
on.
to.
Well, it's just the way they do it. But they don't. They shouldn't have to play 2 others.
They do
should
play 4.
They should play 1 other, not 2 others.
Why do they have? Well, one of them I think is Christmas.
Should we get rid of that tradition where the Lions and Cowboys have to play on Thanksgiving?
Evan clearly says yes.
Yes. I don't know. At least the Lions now are good. So but as a kid, it wasn't that case, and they would all. I love long hair Brady against the Lions on Thanksgiving. I mean, hell yeah.
Long hair Brady.
At some point, can we just
Deion
pick the
Branch.
best games?
Selfishly, I want to keep them there because that's less chances of having to play on Thanksgiving.
That's
but
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a fan, if I was going to look at it from 10,000 feet, I would say, yeah, these guys are right. Let's have 3.
It's nice that Detroit's good now because you
3
got,
different
you
games
got
every year.
Force-fed Detroit.
Who's got that
every
Friday
year.
game? Who's got the Black Friday game on Amazon this year?
Sure, off the top of my head.
And it's a doubleheader, right? Or
I think it's just one.
Just one?
Bears Eagles, which will be good.
Oh, that's a good matchup.
game.
Shout out to my boy, looking pretty good, Ben Johnson there in Chicago.
Yeah.
Cooking it
Who
up.
is what's the name of that running back they got? Mugwai or something? He looked good.
Yeah.
I mean, he runs hard.
Yeah.
He's like one of
Manungai.
Manungai.
Caleb looks
Mugwai.
Caleb looks really good. Really good.
So I watch him a little bit. Again, we got a chance to see that. I think he looks better than his numbers would indicate. I think he looks like a whole different guy That's all Ben Johnson.
He's a problem, man. You can't get him down. I mean, he's so slippery.
He still doesn't have great numbers though. His stats are mid at best.
It is crazy to see the juxtaposition between Ben Johnson and Vrabel. Like they just could not be more polar opposites.
It's great if they both end up being really good. That's great for the league.
Oh,
you don't have to do it one way.
To Barth, I was like, Bears Patriots Super Bowl down the line is like our Super Bowl. It's like the football guy versus the nerd, Drake and Caleb. Like it just all
but
of
you
it
know
would
what I
be
mean?
perfect.
Like everybody's like, oh, you got to do it this way. You got to have the tight pants offensive mind. You know, there's a. Or, you know, like, no, defense still wins championships. You got to do it that way. No, like, there's a lot of different ways to win. I think it'd be great if both of those guys, who I agree with Evan, they're kind of polar opposites.
Barton Poland says, I don't want to brag, but this was part of my email from beginning of August. I really don't think 10 wins this season is that far-fetched or unrealistic. With some good luck, the right breaks, and a big year 2 leap from Drake, even 11 or 12 wouldn't totally shock me, end quote. And we are looking nicely for at least those 12 wins. Obviously, if we go 14-3 and get the number 1 seed, that would be really surprising from the preseason perspective. But let's not act like nobody had us having around 12 wins before the season with May making a big leap. No. Well, Bart, you were one of them.
There was only one person that had 12 wins.
I'm going to give Bart his flowers because I believe that he wrote that in, and I'll bet anything that I laughed. Except for the part about Drake May's second year 2 leap, which was always my caveat.
Yeah.
But
I think he would have had to had a year 2 leap to have 10 wins.
Well, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, forget about 12 or 14.
I mean, you watch some of these other teams, you know, that the Patriots have played, Carolina, the Falcons, that are so up and down week to week, and they win one and they lose one, and you know, you just
Carolina
see
ain't up and down.
Inconsistency.
Bryce Young, baby.
Carolina is. Atlanta is.
Oh yeah. Well, but you know, they won some games
Bryce
earlier.
Young's
I mean, you know,
cooking.
not everybody's. It's not every back and forth, but what is that?
Your Carolina team. They keep on that back, and
but you know what I mean? Like
they're frisky every other week.
These bad
week
teams
3
that they
win,
play,
all
like
of a
they're
sudden.
frisky. All these teams are kind of frisky. At
I don't
times.
think
like,
Atlanta's
nobody's
frisky.
been
Atlanta's 3-7.
incredibly unfrisky. Well, but still,
Carolina's
they won 3 games.
Carolina's
though,
the epitome of your frisk.
Week
They
4
are
win
with
against
frisk.
Carolina, that blowout looking a little bit better.
Some weeks.
Looking
Next
a
week it
little bit
won't.
better.
Next week it'll look bad when
Bryce
someone
Young
beats them 50-0.
$400 on a good defense. Look
This
at
week
that.
it looks.
But I just think, generally speaking, that is what we expected the Patriots to be. One of those teams that
I agree.
they beat a bad team, they lose to, you know, up and down. And
I said it a million times. There's
like.
like 12 toss-up games. They're probably going to go 6-6. Instead, they're going to go 10-2.
Yeah, right. And there it is.
They're going to go 10-2 in those toss-up games because I don't see them losing to Cincinnati. No, Cincinnati wasn't even one of the toss-up games. I don't see them losing to the Giants or the Dolphins, Jets. Those are to me the remaining toss-up games. I don't see them losing those.
The Atlanta thing fascinates me because I would think that they're in the head coach and maybe even they traded their first round pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know who has it, right?
The Rams.
You know who might have their quarterback of the future in this next draft if they find one that they really like.
And there it is.
They traded their first round pick for James Pierce, who's been fine, but like not worth trading.
Not worth trading up.
Yeah,
for.
and they don't have a first round pick next year. They've completely broken Penix. Like he's just completely broken.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah, and you're right, literally. So that whole thing could be turned over again. That might be an entire clean.
It's another
house.
one that bugged me. I have nothing. Like Michael Penix, he's fine. Like whatever. Oh, too bad. This kid just can't catch a break. He can't stay healthy. Like that's not been the problem. Like he's not very good.
Well, he
came out of college with injuries.
Yeah, I read
But,
a
like,
stat that he's had 6 season-ending injuries in his career.
Jeez, how many seasons has he played?
Yeah, he had like there's all that picture that goes around with him in a wheelchair with both knees all wrapped up. He's had like significant knee injuries, like not just like he tore his ACL when he was 17. Like he's had knee injuries in the past that were career threatening already, and now he has another one.
Oh yeah, no, I mean like he had a lot of injuries in college for sure, but like I don't think he's played all that well.
Hasn't.
I don't think it's because of his injuries that have like he's played really well and then he gets hurt. You know, like JJ McCarthy, we have no idea. Like he missed his whole rookie year, and then one game into his second year, he's out for 6 weeks. Now, when he has played, he hasn't played well.
Out for 6 weeks.
He missed 6 games.
Supposedly.
Oh, you're saying
maybe like a
Okay.
For Carson Wentz?
He played like one good quarter of football.
Oh no!
Right.
He has not. He has not played. That's not. My
he
point
still
wasn't.
stinks.
My point wasn't that he's good. My point was, if someone wanted to argue and say, "Well, we haven't really seen enough from J.J. McCarthy because he's always hurt," he's always hurt. Like Michael Penix just got hurt. Like he missed one game with like a bruised knee or something.
Yeah.
In his career prior to this, right? He didn't miss it, did he? Like, am I misremembering? Did he miss time last year with an injury?
Who, Penix?
Yeah.
No, he just didn't start right away.
No, and he finished the season mid at best.
Yeah.
Good.
JJ McCarthy's like just hitting ball boys on the sideline. With
Well,
his
it's like Trey Lance. Trey Lance like blew out his knee like in the first game that he ever played.
Like
Like
his alter ego 9.
Yeah.
He's been really intense.
I love it when like he airmails a receiver on the sideline and someone on the bench is like, like catching it.
Did you see like any shots at like Jefferson in this game?
Yeah.
And
apoplectic.
Can we pry him loose to New England? JJ, Justin Jettis. Can we get him?
It's great.
'Cause that's where
I'm
they wanna go.
enjoying watching
Yeah,
JJ
right?
McCarthy be bad.
Ryan and Quincy writes in, hand up. I'm walking back my take that this team is not in win mode now, or win now mode. This team's just won and covered a game in prime time on a short week while playing a C- game at best. That's a sign of a team that can win it all. Also, I'm not sure if you have heard Drake's new nickname that the haters are using. They're starting to call him the schedule. I haven't heard that.
Oh. Okay.
Have you heard that?
No, I haven't heard that. I just
So,
heard Drake May.
Yeah, Drake May is his nickname.
Drake
I don't
May
know,
May.
Which my brain has
I don't
trouble
like that. We can do
saying.
better than that.
No, well, that's the point. Is that
Drake-
he doesn't
Drake
need a
May.
nickname. He's just Drake May, because everybody says the full name first of all, which is I feel like it's true.
Yeah.
Like whenever anybody brings him up, it's always Drake May. It's not May. It's just Drake May.
I'm gonna have to pay attention to that. I'll see if I can.
Drake May. Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody was trying to come up with a nickname for him, and then the nickname that they settled on was just he's just Drake May.
You can't come up with a new tradition.
Yeah.
You can't come up with a new nickname when you're trying. It just has to happen.
Okay. One final.
Well, I don't need a nickname.
Exactly. No, I know. And he called me D-Train for the first month I worked here, and that didn't work out.
One final email, Chris in Virginia. Thank you for your service. A few months ago, or a few shows ago, I should say, someone mentioned that the upcoming game against the Bills is not possible to be flexed because the first matchup between the two teams was already on primetime. Are there any other rules? Now, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, we don't know that that's the case.
I'm not sure that's the case.
There's a running theory that the NFL doesn't like to have the same two teams play in prime time in the same year.
According to Microsoft
Twice.
Copilot, there is no rule that says that they cannot play.
But I need the NFL rule, not that one.
Are there any other rules that prevent a game from being flexed? I'm specifically looking at the game in Baltimore that we have tickets for and wondering what chances there is of that game being flexed.
I think there's a very small chance of that game being played at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Let me just put it that way. I don't know.
Could go to 4.
I don't know where they'll move it to,
4:25.
but I'd be very surprised if it stayed at 1.
I'm thinking 425 has game of the week. Nance and Romo 425.
It does kind of seem like that.
Yeah.
All right. That's going to be it for this edition of Patriots Unfiltered on a Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow at noon. Evan, you've got Catch 22 at 10.
Correct.
I always take this opportunity to check in, a wellness check on Barth. How's he doing?
Doing very well. Worked a lot this weekend,
Yes,
which I
he
was
did.
very disappointed with him about.
A lot of people taking time off.
Yeah, I'm just like, you can say no to all the, at some point. Now he's on Felger and Maz on Friday, and I told him that don't say no to. Like if they ask you to be on the third chair on Felger and Maz, you go do that. But all the 17 other podcasts that he had to do besides that, I'm like,
it's not work for him though. You don't understand.
No,
he loves this. This is his passion.
Lives for it.
He needs a girlfriend. This way.
His girlfriend is pigskin.
Your wife doesn't have any friends.
You know?
nice single friends that he could.
He's married to the pigskin. All right. So you'll be with Barth at 10.
Yeah.
We'll be back at noon. We're going to turn the page to the Cincinnati Bengals. See, by then, maybe we'll have some developments on the chase.
I think it's going to be supposed to be heard today.
All the insiders are saying tonight.
Okay. All right. See you tomorrow.
Hey, this is Alex. Thanks for tuning into the show. If you really want to help us, make sure you like us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Also, make sure you follow us on the New England Patriots YouTube channel to see this show and everything else we do here at the Patriots. Thanks a lot.